This is the start of your Nvidia earnings. Earnings are coming out at 4 p.m. Read it up at the top. We're adding a little thing. We're trying to make the chat a little cooler. And as Dan Bob requested, the lights on. I'm not sitting in a dark room anymore. We're going to be standing here in just a minute. We'll raise up the desk in just a minuto. But in the meantime, we're going to make sure we are all set up, ready to rock and go. Make sure we got a mic check going and everybody can join the room because today is going to be a good day. And I'm also celebrating today because of the amazing wins I have had the past 3 days. We can go over those, obviously, very, very soon. But we can celebrate very, very soon. We have a lot to go over, a lot to talk about because we are talking Nvidia earnings. Make sure you vote. If you're watching this at a later time, you cannot vote, but stay tuned because it's going to be a spicy show because in about an hour, we have the earnings coming out. Nvidia earnings is going to move markets. Why? Because it is the leader. It is literally the overall leader in the overall stock market. If you don't know about Nvidia, you don't know. You quite literally just do not know. So make sure that you guys are aware of what Nvidia does, and it is a leader in the market. It's been dragging the market up for quite some time, and it is a leader in AI. So if you're looking at AI, then you need to be looking at Nvidia. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So we have Nvidia pulled up. I'm going to get rid of all of this. I just wanted to kind of go over in my head, what I did here. Bought on these new higher lows, added, sold, and I'm glad I did because the pullback today, right before earnings. So we're going to see what it exactly wants to do there, but Nvidia is looking very, very solid. If we look at it on the overall daily, and we had to take a guess, I would say we are on a very bullish uptrend here. We continue to head higher. And why would I not be bullish on the overall Nvidia earnings? Okay. Of course, we don't know what is going to happen. Nobody actually knows what is going to happen. But I will say this. If the overall Nvidia continues to be bullish, you're going to see the market go absolutely nuts tomorrow. You're going to see a lot of things gapping up if Nvidia gaps up. Why? Nvidia is the leader. We've pointed this out to you for over a year now, maybe almost 2. Let's look back on this. Nvidia shown to be a leader at the start of 2022. Now, around 2022, there was a lot of things that started to get up. There's a lot of things that started to rally. They all started to move up, but Nvidia moved up violently. This thing moved up very, very fast. Let's just point this out. In the first half of the year, from 2022 to, let's say, right before its earnings, it already went up 105%, okay? Now, of course, when you play something like MSTU like I did today, and you're getting 100% in 3 days, that doesn't seem like so much, right? But when we are looking at a continued growth overall in a company, and they're doing it technically, like on a technical standpoint, in a 6 months time frame, and then their earnings comes up and they gap up and hold those gains, this thing's been extremely bullish, and I have been very, very pro-bull in Nvidia since this $500 break. Now it is considered the $50 break, of course, but this was the $500 break in Nvidia, and boy, I tell you, this thing really took off. I'm going to take a quick sip. This one's for me. Cheers. I'm celebrating today. I want you guys to celebrate with me, so I hope you brought your favorite beverage, whether it's coffee. Usually that's what we drink on the show, but I got a 6-pack for today. I usually don't condone to drinking, but I am celebrating, and I'm hoping that everybody here today is celebrating with me, so cheers to you. This one is for me. I'm very, very happy with my trading, and this is for prosperity. We want to continue to keep on keeping on. We want to continue to stay disciplined, to stay sticking to our rules, so that way when we have amazing markets and amazing sectors that eventually pop up like they did today, we can capitalize on them like I did. We can go over that very soon. I just want to make sure that everybody's very aware. Nvidia here in 1 hour, guys, 1 hour, Nvidia is going to be popping. You're going to see all of today's trading, probably and most likely all of the past month's trading. So anywhere between 138 and 150, I have a feeling we are going to clear one of those areas, if not more. Okay, so really, you're really going to want to be here in about 1 hour. And I should do a little countdown. So cheers. Yeah, I said cheers, and then I sat here and talked for half an hour. Cheers. This one is for me. I'm very pumped. And the next one will be for you, I promise. But anyway, NVIDIA, 4 p.m. It's going to be an absolute doozy. We are all signed up for the earnings call. I have it popped up. We are going to be first. Right here it is. Thank you for registering. They are going to let me in about 15 minutes early for that. So no sweat. We will make sure that you hear it here first. Yes, you are getting it here first, straight from the source, straight from the tap. And we are going to be doing it big. Today is a beautiful day. If you don't know what the Super Bowl is, today is the Super Bowl in the overall market. For the S&P 500, it's NVIDIA is the home team, and we want to see NVIDIA really, really get to ripping, because NVIDIA here has been on a beautiful climb, and it has shown to be a true leader for quite some time now. And now we're up here. There are so many naysayers, just like here, just like here, just like here. There's always so many naysayers out there saying this is the top. And if you keep saying this is the top, eventually you're going to be right. But I want to make money. I don't give a shit about being right. I want to make money. So what am I doing? Well, right now I'm hands off. After earnings, if there's a continuation play to be played like we did here, we made about $3,000 on this play here, which there was a lot more money to be made, but we'll never catch the bottom. We'll never catch the top, but we made some money on this, and it was happy-go-lucky. Happy, happy days, right? Another day to celebrate, just like we're doing today. But NVIDIA, all eyes are on NVIDIA. Most recently hitting an all-time high, hitting a high of 150.77. I see that Trader Dave. What's going on, Trader Dave? I see you just joined our Discord. Good to see you in here, brother. Hope that you are doing well. And you guys can join the Discord for absolutely $0. It's free to join the Discord. Why do we do it? Because we know how lonely it is when you trade. It can be extremely daunting when you're talking to a friend, when you're talking to a family member about trading, and they just are not obsessed over it, right? Our team is obsessed over learning, progress, and sticking to a plan. If you have a plan set in place and you follow that plan, you will prosper. It takes time to learn and understand all this. So Dave, thanks for joining us. I hope you have an open mind and a golden heart, because we are here to kick some ass and take some names. So NVIDIA, all eyes on you today. We are going to see what old NVIDIA wants to do. My chart's really, really marked out here. Really bad. But hey, I'm A-okay with it. I hope you guys are too. Oh, nothing but love over here. I'm telling you guys, today is going to be absolutely monstrous. So you're going to see if NVIDIA takes off to the north side, you're going to see the S&P 500 really move up. Now, what do I mean by move up? Well, because this thing is such a mover, you can see I always use this 21-day moving average. If it's below a 21-day moving average, I don't like to trade. Okay? I do not like to trade. We are above it, and this thing looks like it's basing and primed. I've been telling you many times on this S&P 500, as long as we get this breakout and trade sideways from that breakout, that's probably the best thing that we possibly could do for our overall accounts. So back to NVIDIA. If NVIDIA wants to pop, get up and grind, baby, grind to the north side, I really think we can see new highs in the S&P 500. I really don't think that that is too out of the ordinary. Now, I've already got 8 votes now on the chat. The question is, NVIDIA moves markets. Will it be green or red after earnings? 50% of you are saying green. 12% are saying red. 12% are saying break even. And 25% say just here for the party. Hi, Dave. What's going on, dude? It's good to see you guys. I'm so pumped to be here. Let's get that chat. Say hi in the chat. Hello, hello. That is looking slow. Let's go, guys. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. I'm here for free. Why? Because I love to do this. And if you guys want to support me, that's all you got to do is hit that like and that subscribe, baby. Let's go. Let's go ahead and take a little peeky gander here at NVIDIA. You can see all these big wicks off the bottom. Of course, this is the hourly time frame. My chart does look a little chewed up, but you guys have to understand, as a trader, this is what a real trader's chart should honestly look like. And you can see all these wicks off the bottom. It's absolutely beautiful on the hourly time frame. That's what we want to see on an hourly time frame, guys. It's exactly what we want to see on an hourly time frame. If you got large wicks off this bottom, that is showing a lot of people want to buy this thing up, and they're not going to let it sit down here for too long. So they're chewing it up. So this hourly wicking, where else do you see it? The bottom. Hourly wicking is a beautiful thing, and I love to see that happen. To me, it looks like it's absolutely primed and ready to rip tater chip to the north side. So we will see very, very soon if it is going to do that or not. Zamora is here and Wooden Bell is here. What's up, everybody? What's going on with you guys? It's good to see you. Zamora, those shirts and cups get sent out tomorrow. Yours and forgot his Matt. Yours and Matt, the two winners from the drawing, and we will be doing another drawing this Sunday, guys. Another drawing this Sunday. If you were a part of last Sunday's meeting, there was a lot of you in the chat. We are still doing drawings. We have one more drawing, so make sure you show up this Sunday so you can see if you won from last week. And of course, we'll be doing more drawings in the very near future. We like doing it. We like doing it. Dan Bob Dan is the one who got me started doing it. And I just think it's fun. It's good to give a little back to the community. So right now, double wicking off the bottom in NVIDIA. I really like to see this on the hourly time frame because it shows that there is someone or a bunch of people trying to find a base or make a base or buy this thing up as it hits a trend to the north side. So we're going to see really soon here because those earnings are going to be happening in about 1 hour, guys. 1 hour, and then we are going to see what this NVIDIA wants to do. Are you holding? That's the real question, guys. You know, screw if it's green or red. What is your account going to look like after this? You know, are you holding? I know a couple of us in there are already holding. I know that Dan Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive, is holding NVDL. I know that, I believe that we have, is Jolene holding as well? I think Jolene's holding as well. What up, Jimmy Bright? Jimmy Bright's in the building. Now you know it's a party. Cheers to you. This one's for you guys. This one's for you. I've already cheers for me. This one's for you guys, so cheers for you. Now, of course, we will come back to NVIDIA, but we have an hour before the real big story gets to ripping. So I want to take a look at the overall stock market. The main thing I am watching, guys, is Bitcoin. If we look here, Bitcoin has been breaking out. Where do I consider this a breakout? Right here. I consider this the breakout at 92.5, and I can see here it pulling back and retesting that area. We just had a Discord meeting, guys. We just had a Discord meeting on retest, and you can see here on Bitcoin, it retests. It retests. It's funny how you preach about it, you start to see in it, and then boom, next thing you know, you're taking plays on it too. So what did I do? I don't play Bitcoin. I don't have a cold storage wallet like a lot of you do, which is absolutely amazing that you do. Oh, my mic's way over here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got the mic. We got the mic. My bad, bro. Thank you very much. Dan Bob Dan is in the building already taking control, letting me know. Why didn't you guys do it? Jimmy, this is all on you, dude. Why didn't you tell me my microphone was garbage, Jimmy? Come on now. All right, guys, we are in the building. Things are looking hot. Things are looking good. Bitcoin looks like it is doing its thing right up here, still smacking right into that 95,000. Yes, it hit 95,000 today, and then it continued higher. Thank you for that subscription. I'm not exactly sure which one of you subscribed, but I do appreciate you. I see you in there right meow. I think we're going to 100,000, guys. So what did I do? How did I play this? If you watch my YouTube short, you'll see I called it all out. I asked everybody in the chat, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I took a look at MSTR. What is MSTR? Well, if you're not aware, MSTR is Michael Saylor's business that he completely invested everything he owns into Bitcoin. Okay? So because he took all of these shares into Bitcoin, now MSTR is Bitcoin. Really, his company has not jack diddly squat to do with anything other than Bitcoin right now. And look at what happened to his stock. Yes, it's absolutely beautiful. So this thing is extremely expensive. There's a few different ways to play it. I decided to take an MSTU, and you can see here
I'm only holding 1/8 of my shares and I'm up $612. We've made about $4,000 off of MSTU, I believe, in total. I'm still holding my last 5 shares. It feels almost measly, but you know what? This is what's going to let me sleep at night. I cannot hold $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 overnight. Well, this thing is very well extended from that 10-day moving average. Let's look at this on the daily, guys. I sold into strength. I've sold into strength. If it gets strong again, I'm down to a measly 5 shares. I don't feel like I can sell anymore. I'm going to hold on to this MSTU. I'm going to let it keep on ripping, but I am not going to be surprised if this thing comes all the way back down to its 10-day moving average. Not surprised at all. And thank you, Dan Bob Dan, for sharing that link tree. In the comments section right now, Dan Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive, has shared our link tree. It's got everything in there. Check out that Facebook for sure, guys. Our Facebook is popping. I think we're over 300 people in there now, and we just opened that up. Dan Bob Dan and Jolene are the moderators on there, and there is no spam. There is no garbage. Everything is well meticulated. If you want to learn, if you love trading, you need to be a part of our Facebook group, absolutely. So make sure you go there and join that. But back to the trade, MSTU is doing me an absolute bonkers of a favor as I caught over 100% on this trade. If we grab from here and pull all the way to the top, 108% currently on these last 5 shares. And I didn't even sell half until we made over 69%, people. So we are doing absolutely amazing in the Discord. And I know a lot of you that are a part of this Discord are making money too. I'm glad that we can make money together. But back to the ticker at hand, that is NVDA. And it looks absolutely scrumptious here with these hourly wicks. I love it. We're going to try and turn on a little bit of music. I don't want it to be too loud, so Dan Bob, you let me know if you can hear it. If it's too loud, if it's too soft, let me know, because we want to sit back, relax, and let that money pile up, baby, because today is a good day, right? Does that sound like a rap song or not? I think I know that one. I think you guys know that too. But anyway, cheers. Cheers to a good day. Cheers to a great day. And cheers to an awesome show. I hope you guys are with me. I hope you're ready and willing, because we are going to kick ass and take some names today. Where's B Stewie? Dan Bob Dan, get your ass over there and get B Stewie. Drag him into this chat. I can't believe he is not here with us partying like a rock star. Things are looking so damn good. Let's look at the overall S&P 500 on our charts. Well, we say things are looking so good, and we come over here on the hourly in the overall S&P 500. When I say I like hourly wicks, this is what I like to see. Why are we seeing hourly wicks on the S&P 500 and on Nvidia? Because Nvidia is moving markets. You're going to hear me say this time and time again as you're a part of the show. You're going to hear me time and time again. Nvidia moves markets. Here's the markets. It's wicking on the hourly just like Nvidia, and there's big reason for it. Those earnings are coming, and place your bets, people. Place your bets, because if you're holding Nvidia, or as some of you are holding NVDL, it's a lot cheaper to buy NVDL, and it moves twice as fast at 5.6%. There's one way to trade it, but of course, you guys know me very, very well. I do not trade before earnings. I sell almost everything before earnings. If I'm up a great deal before earnings, I will hold on to maybe an 1/8 to play with just because it's fun. So that's kind of my business. That's kind of where I lay when it comes to the overall earnings deal, right? I'll play right up until the day before or just a few days before. For example, if you look at Nvidia, I did play this yesterday. I looked at this on the daily time frame, and I said to myself, this thing has found support multiple times on this 30-day moving average. Once, twice, and I said, I'm thinking that we're going to see some support here on this 30-day moving average. So the next day after it proved my theory, I decided to react to the price action. Therefore, in the morning, I took an opening range break. I bought, I added when I seen strength and volume come into it, and then we sold out by the end of the day because I know earnings is tonight. So with that being said, we made an easy $450 yesterday just trading this intraday due to its strength and its trend, and noting that we have a bounce similar in its history. Now, of course, we wouldn't want to take or do any of this trading on Nvidia unless we understood risk management. And that's why we did this trade. We were easily taking a beautiful trade here, risking its low. And you can see here, I've gotten at least 3 or 4 out on the day in an intraday trade. I like to see 4 to 5 R. So that's exactly what we got here. Okay. So Nvidia is looking really good, primed right before the earnings call, right before earnings actually starts to take off, which we got about 45 minutes here, guys, 45 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the clock, and I'm going to see if I can't switch this for 45. And then we will get things started. So I think, let's see, earnings starts at 5 p.m. Bam, start. All right, now we have a timer so that we know when it's going to pop up. And I think I can keep that on top like that. There you go, folks. Things are looking good now. Look at that, baby. Where should we put this? Maybe right here? Yeah, right here. Now we know. We got 41 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Dan says, you play Nvidia for $20 a share now with NVDX. Ooh, let's take a look. NVDX. NVDX looks nice and clean too. I like it. That's a 2x long for Nvidia, so NVDX looks like a good one that you could play for a 2x leverage. You can see here, because we have a clean chart, I can just mark out the areas of resistance. And you can see our biggest area of resistance right here is on 20.6. So coordinating that to NVDA, you can see here, that's going to be right about here at that 150. So that 150 area is correlated with the NVDX, that $20 area. Very interesting to see. And just remember, you can, if you're going to use a 2x leverage, they go down just as fast as they go up. So do keep that in mind. And when it comes to earnings, guys, it doesn't matter even if the earnings comes out good. If it doesn't beat what people have expected to, or if it doesn't have an earnings beat or guidance higher than the general Wall Street expected, you can still see this thing go lower. That's the scary thing, right? Even if we beat, even if things look good, this can go lower. It doesn't matter. That's why I say if you're holding through earnings, it could be considered a gamble. So do be very, very careful if you are in this thing, that you at least have a cushion and you have an understanding, or at least hold this thing for long term. Okay, so here we go. Talk to talk, put of turn, but do you buy SMCI? Let's see, Anthony Price. I'm not sure. Okay, not to talk out of. Listen, I don't know how to, Anthony, I don't know how to relate to what you said. So I'm going to say what you said, and I'm going to say what you said to fix it. Talk to talk, put of turn, but do you buy SMCI? And then you said not to talk out of. Not to talk out of turn? Oh, there you go. Anthony, not to talk out of turn? My dude, you're not talking out of turn, man. Let's talk about SMCI. So there's leaders and there is laggers. Nvidia has been our leader in the semiconductor space for years now, okay? For years now. I am not going to look at a lagger. There are so many laggers. There's AMD, there's SMCI, there's Taiwan Semiconductor, which is actually going to run a little bit better with Nvidia because it works with Nvidia. But there are so many laggers in the overall space. I'm not going to waste my time or my effort on laggers. We focus on leaders here because leaders show momentum, and we are momentum traders. We want to see high volume. We want to see high movement. We want to see it pull back, consolidate, get tight on a moving average, so we have great risk reward. Then if we buy, we have an area where we can make 10x multiples on our risk. And that is the only way to trade. It is the only way to trade. I'm telling you guys. And when I say only way to trade, I'm speaking specifically on risk management. Okay? Risk management. If you don't know what risk management is, we actually have a YouTube video. Everything's free, guys. I have a trading course, a swing trading course that's absolutely free. Oh, Ben Wagner's in the building. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi. Anthony Price says, I appreciate your feedback. Brother, nothing but love back to you. I hope I got your, I hope you got you to subscribe. And if you really do appreciate and love trading, you're in the right place, because this whole community is based around that. 38 minutes, guys. Nvidia's earnings is really going to be popping off here very, very soon. So I hope you guys are here with me. Ben, I know that you like to have a drink from time to time. Tonight for me is Heineken. I'm not sponsored by Heineken, but if you are listening, Heineken, I will start drinking. I will become an alcoholic for you. No, only kidding, guys. I don't drink very often, but today is a special day. It's a special week. I really turned the account around in the past 3 days. I won't give you the exact dollar amount, but I'm very, very pleased with my trading, and so I'm celebrating. I don't drink very often, but I grabbed a 6-pack tonight, and I'm very, very happy. So this one's for me, guys. The next one will be for you. I hope you guys are having an awesome night, and hope you guys are ready for Nvidia. But yeah, when it comes to SMCI, I'm not messing with it. There's a big reason why they are trading down here, and I've talked to the guys about shorting pops, you know, but you know, I don't even want to concern myself with any type of shorting right now. We are longing because the market's a long. We're above a 21-day moving average. I'm risk on, baby, and the hottest sector right now, you better believe it, is semiconductors. Why? Because Nvidia earnings. That's it, baby. Nvidia earnings. Not a bad brew? No, sir. It's nice and clean. It's refreshing. I never thought I'd be a Heine kind of guy, but I'm a Heine kind of guy. Sometimes you got to wet your whistle, gentlemen. So SMCI, yeah, it's a lagger. And we like to follow Can Slim. I always have my Bible right next to me. This is How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. If you ever want a book recommendation, this is the first one I'm going to tell you to read. Why? Because it has, the first 100 pages has nothing but information on charting. I love technical analysis. I love looking at the overall information that this stock is giving you and then speculating upon it. This is all emotion, only it's on a chart. If you can see and understand that price action, you can make money, people. You can make money. And after you learn it, it starts to become more psychology. There's quite a bit you can learn with technical analysis. There is plenty that you can follow up through. There's different routes you can go with the technical analysis. But what it comes down to is once you understand price action, once you understand resistance and support, that is when it becomes psychology. That's when it becomes, oh, I'm over leveraged. Oh, I'm buying too much. Oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. And Matt Kelly just popped in. He said, buy the rumor, sell the news. You know, I've been thinking about that too, brother. But every single time we want to sell this news, Nvidia continues to climb higher. But I 100% agree with you on that. And the most recent one was buy the rumor, sell the news was, for me, was Netflix. I was wondering if Netflix really started ramping up here. See this trend break here? We'll just go over it really quick, guys. I played this daily trend break. You can see big move up on volumes due to earnings, and then it pulled back, it consolidated, and then started to ride the 10-day moving average. It created this, what you could consider a flagging pattern, or what I call a trend break. When we bought this, when I bought this, or at least I alerted everybody when I bought this, we bought this and we rode this thing and didn't sell our first half until we got 36%, guys. That made a big chunk of my account. But then I started asking, is this a buy the rumor, sell the news type of deal? Why? Why? Because the whole Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. I really thought this needle was moving much, much higher because of that fight. I mean, I'm sure they gained a ton of subscriptions. They broke Netflix. I mean, it was hard to watch because the thing kept trying to load, okay? They broke Netflix. So when it came to that, I was really worried that as the fight started, that it would be over. And sure enough, it did pull back that day, but then it continued higher after a bounce off the 10-day moving average. So Matt Kelly, when you say buy the rumor, sell the news, yes, sir, that could honestly be the case with NVDA as well. This could be the news that it starts to sell off. I'm not partial to that, and I'm not going to argue with that story. But What I like to see, and I always like to root for, is for the market to continue higher. I'm always going to root for your wallets, because if you have a 401k, a Roth IRA, any type of long-term investment vehicle, you're going to find out that you want to see NVIDIA go higher. You want to see it go higher. You want it for yourself, your grandparents, and your kiddos, because it's making us all money. So I'm going to root for it to go to the north side, but I'm not going to be naive enough to know that this thing could definitely tank, being a sell the news event. So very good point, Matt Kelly. I appreciate you being in here. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, guys. We have about 30 minutes, 32, 33 minutes until the earnings actually hits. The earnings call is at 5 p.m. and we will be here for that as well. So I'm pumped that you guys are here. We've been open and on for about 23 minutes. And let's take a little peek again, or take a look at my screen here, guys. What do I have pulled up right here? I'm going to hit the refresh. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. We got 8 likes. We got 8 likes and 16 of you watching. I know we can get those numbers up. Get off your damn ass. Pull out your phone and hit that thumbs up button for me. It does nothing but help my YouTube algorithm, and it definitely makes me feel all tingly inside. So hit that like, hit that subscribe button, guys. Thank you so much for being here. NVIDIA has been such a key stock in the overall market, and it has had so many amazing opportunities to play. And you can see I have left a lot of what I have marked out on NVIDIA here so I can remember. And the biggest one was down here at this $500 breakout. I was telling all my friends and all my family about NVIDIA, about how it's going to break out at this $500 level. And then when it did. I played this, but I did not make nearly as much money as I should have on NVIDIA. Now, this might be one of those things where you're like, oh, Dave, you got to bite the bullet. You made some money on this, yes. But the biggest issue is I like to use the 10-day moving average, sometimes the 21. But in this case, it was the 10-day moving average, and I sold out because I was up, right? Same thing with MSTU. Look, the 10-day moving average, much higher than where I bought it, sure. Am I ever going to lose money on this trade? No, I'm not. But I still have all of this money on the line that I could give back. So it's hard for me to stick to my rules when I'm following something that has been gone and going up over 100%. So if you can get behind that, you can understand why NVIDIA was a hard one to hold on to as it continued much higher, much faster. Now, the next time it created a cup and handle. You can see this beautiful cup and handle. Probably looks nicer on the weekly. We can take a look at the weekly time frame. And you can see here we have a cup and handle. A little, not as clean as you would want to see, obviously. But on the weekly time frame, still looking very good as a cup and handle. As it continued higher, that was another beautiful time to try and enter. And then, of course, we had this huge daily and weekly downtrend that you could have played off of too. This had a nice gap up that we were able to play, and we made some money off this run as well. 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutos, baby. You better believe it. We are here for one reason and one reason only, and that is NVDA. We want the earnings, and we're going to hear the earnings call. And I think we are going to see some damn movement. I am pumped. I am ready. I hope you guys are ready too. And again, back to what I was saying before. Right here is your hourly wicking. Right here is those hourly wicks. And you can see on this final one, it's getting very tight here. Very, very tight. We can throw this on the 5-minute to try and understand a little bit deeper when what's going on here. And you can see we are starting to create a nice trend, and it's starting to get tight in this area. If you want me to, I could draw this out. I'm going to remove this though. But you have this like this, guys. You know, and you can imagine the bottom trend coming up here. It's looking really good. It's looking really, really good. It pulled back to this 21 day. It's just looking really, really good. It's set, it's primed, it's ready to rip tater chip to the north side, and I am happy that you are here with me to watch this. Where's the hell is B Stewie? That's what I want to know. What the heck? I'm gonna get his ass in here. I just private message him like, where the hell you at, B Stewie? What the hell are you doing, man? Dan Bob, you like the scroll at the top? What do you think, man? Think that works? That way I don't have to repeat myself so much. I like it. I like it. The only other trade that I took yesterday actually this morning was Zim, Z-I-M. Now I'm giving this plenty of room to work, but I like all the volume that came in. I like its earning, but what I really liked is the breakout here. So I missed the breakout. If I move this up, you can see the main breakout area was somewhere around 23. Of course, I didn't get this in till about 28, but I really like where it's at. I like how it's using this 21-day moving average to take off. So I took an opening range break, or I took a pre-market on the gap up. I liked it, and I'm just going to hold on to this for a while. I only took 100 shares on this thing, guys, so I'm okay with risking a couple $100 on this to see if it wants to continue higher, because if we zoom out on the daily, you can see that this is forming what I would consider a stage 2 uptrend on something that moves close to 5%. So I decided to take ZIM. Now it may daunt me. I may end up selling it if I find something better, because I will only allow myself in 2 stocks at once. I like to concentrate. I like to concentrate a lot of money into just a few stocks, and right now that's in MSTU is my main one. Mostly out now selling into strength, but we will see very, very soon if it wants to continue higher or if it's going to stop me out below a 10-day moving average. But back to Nvidia. This thing is looking like it's setting up very well. I really do like the way it looks. And with the earnings coming out very, very soon, I think we are about to see a complete change in this overall market. I really do. Because if we look at the S&P 500, you know, this thing is kind of sitting in lying in wait to find what is actually going to happen with NVDA. That's what this is about. The overall market wants to know, is the S&P 500 going to break to the north side, or do we have more selling off? What do you guys think? Honestly, what do you guys think? Do you think, I mean, I know Dan Bob's stance, he's holding. So, I mean, I know he's bullish. I like the uptrend. I know I'm bullish. What do you guys think? If there's some naysayers out there, I want to hear it, because we don't want to have a biasy towards one way. I like when Mac came in here. Mac said, buy the rumor, sell the news. Very true. Maybe it's time. Maybe they come out with really good earnings, but it's time to sell. You know, what do you guys think? Me personally, I am a trend analyst. If we are on a trend to the north side, until we get something like new lower highs, I'm still risk on. I'm risk on until this thing breaks a new lower high. What do I mean by that? Well, look, that's a new lower high. So is that. So is this. So is this. So is this. And now so is this at 584, where it's squatting down on. Until it currently breaks this 567, I'm still going to be bullish. Oh, I'm sorry. For Nvidia, they look so similar. I am still going to be bullish as long as it holds on to those new higher lows. All right. And if you're not with me and you don't understand new higher lows or new lower highs, it's very simple concept. This is a low and this is a new higher low, meaning it's made a low, but it's higher than this one. So this is a new higher low, new higher low, new higher low. Okay. And we want to see, for a tightening pattern like we did back here on Nvidia, new lower highs. So this is a high, this is a lower high, this is a lower high, and this is a lower high. That's how we're creating our trends here. That's how we're seeing what's in front of us. That's how we understand when things start to break out, when to buy. That's why we bought here, right? What did I want to see happen? I wanted to see this thing do this. You guys can see I kept it drawn out here. I wanted it to get a little tighter before it broke out, but it just, the market doesn't give a shit what I want or what you want either. So, all right, I think it's time to rise. I'm bringing the desk up. I'm bringing the desk up. Come on up here with me, guys. It is time, baby. It's time. We're going to loosen up. Time to take the sweatshirt off, too. All right, here we go. Bright yellow. Oh, yeah. Hat's going on backwards. We're getting real in here now, baby. I hope you guys are ready. Oh, another subscriber. Yes. Well, hello. Welcome to the crew. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord, too. It's absolutely free, fun, fancy, funky, all that good stuff. Anyway, all you need is an open mind and a golden heart. That's all it takes to join our family-friendly community. We like to make money, and I hope you do too, baby. We got about 23 minutes until the overall NVIDIA earnings drops. We want to make sure We are here. We can bring you the news first, and I'm going to post it right up on my new scrolly thing that you guys can see straight up at the top. I'm going to post all the biggest news and information there, so that way I don't have to continue to repeat it. You have it up for your viewing pleasure. I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Today is a day for celebration. So cheers to me. Cheers to you. I hope you guys are doing as well as I am. I am very, very happy with my trading, and I hope I can keep on keeping on, guys, because I'm telling you, it is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. I mean, it's been like a month almost of just trading sideways, breaking even, you know, and just gritting my teeth. I hate trading sideways. You know, of course, everybody's first saying is, oh, well, it's better than losing money. Well, maybe. Maybe. I mean, it's just this grind. You're gritting your teeth trying to get through trading. And I know some of you guys are listening. You guys can feel me. You understand. You get stuck in these slumps where you're trading sideways. You get too many losses in a row. And then, you know, you make a little bit of money and then you give it back. You make a little money, you give it back. I mean, it's a pain in the ass. But now we finally broke that barrier as of 3 days ago. The past 3 days have been absolutely amazing. We're making a ton of money. And I'm closer to my goal of $100,000. And guys, the quicker I can get there, the happier I'm going to be. So I appreciate each and every one of you being here with me. Sorry about not putting the microphone on. Dan Bob, you got to get on that, Dan Bob. Speaking of which, Dan Bob, Dan, the greatest moderator alive, has posted our link tree. If you click on the link tree, you'll get something like this that pops up, and you can click on our YouTube, our Discord, whatever you want. But if you go to our Discord, you'll see here I have a trading school. Click that play all. You're going to want to learn my trend break strategy. You're going to want to learn the base breakout strategy. And before you even do that, you might want to know and understand risk management. Watch it, learn it, like it, love it, share it with your mama because she needs to learn how to trade too. But guys, there is plenty on here. Take a look at this Facebook. You click on that Facebook, you're never going to want to leave this because it has so many damn things on here. I mean, look at this right here, Spotlight. Consistency gauge, strategy revealed. This guy was absolutely amazing to listen to this morning. Nick Schmidt, I'm pretty sure this guy actually was an Olympic diving swimmer who actually just won gold in the Olympics most recently, which I don't think that they talked about in the show, which I find is very, very interesting. But yes, this guy is absolutely amazing. And why is it posted on our Facebook? Because you want to learn too, right? Click it, stick it, see you later, bye. Look at this, ready to master the art of trading. This is part 1. We also have Jolene's Insights. Guys, if you're a new trader, this is something to read. This is absolutely beautiful. Let's look at these insights here. This is definitely something that she really works hard on, and it's something that I love to read because, let's see here. This says, Trader's Edge, weekly health insights for peak performance is gratefulness. As David says, which is me. Thank you for shouting me out. Jolene, nothing but love from you. It pays to be positive. It pays to be positive. Did you know gratefulness can improve your trading and performance in the following ways? And then it literally goes through and gives you all the reasons why it pays to be positive. Now, I can show you just, through our resources, why it pays to be so positive, damn it. I absolutely love this chart, and I constantly bring this chart up. This is actually given to me from my financial advisor the one day, and it talks about the bulls and bears market since 1946. The green is the bulls, the bears are the reds. If you guys need me to explain this to you, then maybe you need to go back to the green is good, guys. Green is good, red is bad. Green is good, red is bad. It pays to be positive. You want to make some money in this market? Long. You want a long, or you want to concentrate in a short, but you got to make sure that you're right? Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. This is a beautiful chart. Remember this, guys. It pays to be positive. There are so many bears out there. So many people talking about the negative side to things. I always like to speak on the light. I tell you what, the best time to buy the overall market or any stock was back when everything was red on YouTube. If you scrolled through YouTube, everything was red, guys. Every single thing was red. What did that mean? At the time, to buy. because everybody was being negative. There was so much bearish sentiment in the overall community that you really just needed to buy. And I kept, that's the hardest part. So what do we buy? It's fine in the sector. You know, it's not just that, obviously. But hindsight is 2020, and it was the best time to buy when everybody was fearful that the market would come down lower. Okay? So keep that in mind. And of course, we have a little bit of everything on here. You guys need to be a part of this. And there's no spam. That's the greatest thing. With 301 members, there's no spam. There's no issues. There's no real problems in here. They do an amazing job. They really, really do an amazing job keeping this thing clean. So cheers to you, Dan Bob, because I absolutely love that Facebook. Now I have it prioritized, so that way my Facebook pops up. That Facebook pops up the very first thing that I see. And here we go, guys. Nvidia's starting to get a nice little pop right here. It finally broke this kind of downtrend that we were having on the day. Finally broke above that, so that's really good to see. Now, I'm on the 5-minute time frame. I'm zoomed in a little bit more because, well, guys, this is entertainment, and the 5-minute time frame keeps you entertained. So do keep that in mind. This thing is looking very, very healthy. The overall daily and the intraday charts are both looking very, very healthy. Now, of course, we do have resistance up here at the top, and if we look at it on the hourly, you guys can see it clear as day. You can see the resistance right here. Okay, we have multiple areas of it, but right now it's trying to pop back up and get back up into that area of resistance. Now, we could take a trend and we could point out a very clear trend here as well as it heads lower like so. But if we can break up through this because of earnings, this trend line, the whole past week, none of it matters, guys. None of it matters at this point. The only thing that matters is at 4 o'clock when this news drops, which way the needle takes us. That's all that matters. It doesn't even matter what the numbers say, to be very quite honest. It's how the overall Wall Street is going to react to this. Okay? We don't know how Wall Street is going to react to this. That's why I do not play before earnings. I do not play before earnings, but after earnings, then we are going to digest the information and where it is being priced. If it does that, well, guess what, people? That's when we take our trades. That's when we make our monies on earnings continuations, on episodic pivots, on plays that are going to have momentum to the north side. And Nvidia is keen on having momentum, right? Cheers. Sometimes you just gotta wet the whistle. Time to crack another one. I hope you guys are feeling good. Got a 6-pack for this. Better drink a little slower though. You know, I am a carpenter by trade. So we need to get B Stewie in here. I see you guys shooting out the 100s. I see you shooting out the loves in the chat. I'm going to send them right back here. They're coming at you, baby. Some love, nothing but 100s. Let's go, baby. Let's keep it live in the chat. What are you guys watching? What are you guys into? Right now, the only thing I'm really keeping an eye on is MSTU. And why is that? Because Bitcoin must be ripping right back up there close to the 95,000 on Bitcoin right now. What does that mean? That means my MSTU trade is printing me tasty tenders. This active trader tells me on my last 5 shares, granted I was holding 20 up until yesterday, my last 5 shares just today, I am up $654 on, people. So please, please, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what the hell will. Go somewhere else to get attention, because I'm telling you guys, this is how you make money, baby. This is what we practice and this is what we preach, because this is how you make money. You find the right sectors, the hot sectors. What's hot? Bitcoin is hot, baby. Watch out. Just popped out of the microwave and is on some smoking fuego. MSTU is a 2x ETF derivative of MSTR, who is completely and fully invested into Bitcoin. So with that being said, if you like to trade Bitcoin, or if you just like to be in a fast, hot sector, this was the trade. I did a call out 3 days ago and I said, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Why did I say that? Well, because Trading View, I pulled this up. And of course, if you guys want this Trading View, click on my link tree, download Trading View. It's absolutely free to download. If you decide to upgrade to basic plan, that helps me out. So use that Trading View link of mine, because You're going to love TradingView. I love it because I love watching Bitcoin on it and all my altcoins on it. I can do all my technical analysis on it, all that good stuff. And now I was showing you guys this and I made my YouTube short. I said, look, what are you going to do about it? It was right here. I said, what are you going to do about it, people? What are you going to do? Find your stock. Find your proper risk to reward. Find that risk management and then take your trade, because Bitcoin is looking like a beautiful high tight flag. Now, there's only been 2 or 3 other times I've been so damn confident on something going higher. So I did. I put my money where my mouth was and I took MSTU and I bought about 20 shares all the way down here at 132. It's at 274. You guys do the math. You can figure out how much I made just on that one trade, not counting all the other trades I made in the past 2 days, but just this one trade. Absolutely beautiful. And I really want everybody in the Discord to make the kind of money I'm making too. And I'm so happy to say a few of you did follow me on that MSTU trade, but you took MSTX, which is just the same. MSTX moved just the same. As you can see, you're making money, baby. Let's go. We're up 30% on MSTU just today. We're up over 100% on this trade altogether. So everything is looking a-okay. But back to Nvidia, baby, because Nvidia rip tater chip right back up into that area of resistance. Now trading at 145.37. What do we got coming up, folks? 12 minutes. It's the earnings. Watch out, because this is going to, yes, I'm going to say it again. Are you ready? Drum roll, baby. Move markets. This is going to move markets. Let's look at the S&P 500. Oh, look, sure enough, it popped when Nvidia popped. All eyes are on this, folks. And if you are not excited, if you're not ready, well, grab yourself a coffee, baby, because it's time to get up and go. The S&P 500 now trading at 589.65. We're well above the 21-day moving average and just squatting on the 10-day moving average. And also, if you want to count these past 3 days as a base, we are tightening up on its basing area. But again, and I'm going to say it again, none of this matters. None of it matters. What matters is where we sit in about 20 minutes, folks. 20 minutes, because we have 11 minutes till earnings drops. And then an hour after that, we're going to have the earnings call, and we have it up and ready for you. You better believe it. We are registered through NVIDIA's third quarter FY25 financial results. Thank you for registering. Well, you're damn welcome. We are here, baby, and you better believe you're going to hear it first here. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is David Worrell. We started this YouTube channel a while ago, well before I was earning big money. And I tell you what, making this community has made me very, very fulfilled. I absolutely love it. It's a place I can go to, rant, talk about different tickers, and speculate comfortably while people actually understand what the hell I'm talking about, right? There's been plenty of times where you're out there and you're talking to your grandma about the price of Bitcoin and she does not give a darn tootin', or Nvidia for that matter. My wife is sick of hearing about it. So where do I go? I go to the Discord, I go to the YouTube, and we talk, we chat. We have an amazing community, guys, and I am so happy that we started it. Not only did we start it, but we now have moderators. We have people in place to keep the spam out, to keep the spam down. And if you guys want to be a part of that, if you're willing to learn and you're really willing to ingest the data that we're willing to regurgitate, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, baby, because we are here doing it. 10 minutes now, guys, about 10 minutes until those earnings get released. So I hope you are ready, because I am ready. We are celebrating today. Cheers. Let's go, baby. Bottoms up. I don't care if you're drinking tea. I don't care if you're drinking beer, wine. I don't care if you're drinking tap water. Let's cheers right now, folks. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Tonight is going to be an amazing night. We got 23 of you in here. That's a great sign. Do me a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, baby. That is the way we grow. That is self-preservation. And you better believe in about 9 minutes, you're going to see Nvidia move markets, baby. We are in it to win it, baby. And I hope you are too. Let's go, baby. Let me know in the chat what you guys are watching. If you are in any stock right now and you're expecting it to move as well, let me know what you're watching, guys. Of course, the only thing I'm holding is MSTU and ZIM. ZIM's not doing too well. That's why I'm not talking about it too much. but that's a-okay. If this thing does not do well tomorrow and closes below a 10-day moving average, I will exit out this trade, but that's why I only took 100 shares, because my risk is small, my Rari is big. MSTU is absolutely killing it. We're up $679 on this trade, and NVDA is sitting at 145.69, starting to really ramp up here right before earnings. We're gonna throw this on the 5-minute so you guys can see. You can see we're just a skip jump away, about a couple bucks from its highs today when we opened up. So we're gonna see if NVDA can actually get back up there. But I know if you guys are excited as I am, turn it up, baby. Make it loud, because NVDA, I'm telling you guys, is going to move markets. Woo! How many times do I gotta say it? Do I make you believe? Are you a believer yet? I'm preaching it, baby, and I'm gonna preach it until I'm all out of breath, or at least until I need to wet my whistle. Now, I know a lot of you are new here. I know that a lot of you are not willing to put in the time and the work to understand what the overall market's doing, what's going on in the overall market. And some of you want to just be spoon-fed. Keep on, carry on. But if you like to learn, if you want to ingest that knowledge, and you want to keep on kicking ass and taking names, hit that like and subscribe, guys. That's what we do. That is what this community is based around. And it is so good to have some of the OGs in here tonight, which I'm surprised we don't have more in. What the hell's going on, boys? Get your ass in the building. We got ABR, let's see, ABR62 just joined the Discord. What's going on, dude? It's good to see you in here. I hope everybody gives him a shout out and a warm welcome. Thank you for joining the Discord. We got plenty in our resource section. Check out the resource section if you're looking for good books, if you're looking for good YouTube videos to watch. Of course, we have our free trading course. You can start with that, but there's plenty on trader lying. There's plenty in the resource section for you guys to learn. I mean, when I first started learning, I was so excited and so obsessed about learning. I mean, we're talking years and years and years ago. I was so obsessed, I always had something in my ear playing, whether it was an interview or anything like that. Oh, Jolene had to work. Ah, Jolene. No, Jolene. Well, she'll listen to it afterwards. She is a dedicated gal. And I tell you what, I am so pumped that Jolene was able to capitalize on MSTU. So I am very pumped. Make sure you're live up to date, please. All right, guys, it looks like Nvidia is starting to rip. Tater chip, we are, nah, I shouldn't say that, guys. We're not ripping, but we are heading higher. We're making new higher lows on the intraday, on the 5-minute time frame. We're very close to closing. We get about 10 minutes until we close here. I don't think we really need to have this timer up anymore. Plus, I'm a few minutes off. But either way, guys, you can see here we are trading at 146.05 on Nvidia with earnings coming out very, very soon, guys, about 10 minutes. You better believe this thing is going to get very volatile. It's going to get disgusting. Mo Wealth is in the building, baby. He says, hello, hello. It's that time once again. You better believe it. The Super Bowl here only comes about 4 times a year. And so we are ready, baby. Guns cocked, set, and loaded. Ready to aim and fire, baby. I absolutely am so pumped. If you guys can't hear it in my voice, you can see it in my fast twitch muscles because my head's going. Okay, I'm getting a little crazy now. I gotta calm down. Let's take a little sippy poo. Mo Wealth's in the building, man. Mo Wealth's in the building, man. We're celebrating, Mo. Oh yeah, baby. Nvidia, NVDA. Let's see what kind of news is popping up for Nvidia, shall we? Tech investor won't sell Nvidia shares now. Nvidia stock will continue working higher, says Wells Fargo. Nvidia's stunning 2024 return has all the market of a stock market dynasty. These stocks are moving the most. Nvidia, Target, Supermicro, Williams-Sonoma, Keysight, Fabric, Ford, and more. U.S. markets briefing. U.S. investors brace for Nvidia earnings. You gotta believe it, dude. You better believe it, baby. People all over. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a savvy investor. if you are a swing trader or if you are one of those disgusting people who scalp the market. I'm just kidding. If you make money, I'm proud of you. Keep on scalping, okay? But regardless of who you are, if you're in this space, you know Nvidia. Nvidia is going to do its thing, and then we are here for it, baby. We got about 8 minutes, and if you haven't already, why have you not hit that like and subscribe yet? Well, I'm going to bring it up. You guys can't hide from me. Let me take a look at the screen, baby. Let me refresh this. This better be up there, baby. This better be, come on now. We got 13 likes and 18 watching. If you guys want to do me a huge favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. It's right here. It's right. I have it on the screen. So you guys can see how to do it. Just click it, stick it, see you later, bye. We only got 13 and 18 watching, come on. But we do have 34 votes on will Nvidia move markets? Green or red after earnings? 56% of you said it's going to be green. 56%. That's an overwhelming amount out of 34 votes. As 11% have said red. 9% are saying break even, which, by the way, if you are really expecting it to be break even, that's almost like hitting, what are they, on the roulette machine? What's the green one that they call? Just, it's like only one space, the 00 or the 0 or whatever. Like, break even for Nvidia on this would be very, like, holy cow, you know, like, we're going to see a ton of volatility. If it breaks even, it's going to go, oh my God, like what? Boring. It's like playing a game and having a draw where nobody wins. It's like, where's the climax, you know? So I hope we're not break even, but 26% of you said just here for the party. Hi, Dave. Well, hi, how you doing? To the 26% of you are just here to say hi. Thank you so much for being here. Honestly, you guys are awesome. There are so many people out there that are supporting me that have been from the start of this YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. And for anybody that's just watching now, if you want to be a part of this community, just hit that like and subscribe. We have a Discord. We have a family here ready and willing to just regurgitate all the knowledge that we have learned. We are pumped and ready for Nvidia trading at 145.50 on the Dizot. Let's see if Nvidia in the after hours, just 6 minutes left to go, guys. 6 minutes left to go. And then guess what? Nvidia. All eyes on you, baby. All eyes on you. And you better believe I'm going to end this poll right before it starts. So you guys better make sure that you vote now. Lock in that vote now because nobody's going to be voting on this thing after earnings comes out. So we're going to end this vote here in just a few minutes because I don't want nobody cheating. I want to see where we are at, who is right, who is wrong on this poll at the end of the show. So, oh yeah. Oh, and I'm going to email each and every one of you and tell you, hey, you were right or hey, you were wrong. You know, so make sure you vote, baby. We got 35 votes on the poll. 54% say green as Nvidia trades at 545.70 right now with only 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. We are about to get some volatility in the overall market. I hope you guys are really, really ready. Where is the climax? That's what she said. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I shouldn't have read that out loud, maybe. No, it's so true, Mo Wealth. It's so true. But I think we were all thinking that. But yeah, no, we need the climax, baby. We need the climax. Give me it, Nvidia. It looks like MSTU is taking a big hit because the last time I looked at this mark change, it said up 30%. Now look at this thing tanking. Absolutely beautiful. We need this pullback. We're probably going to tank all the way back to the 10-day moving average. I really do not care, to be quite honest, because all eyes are on Nvidia. And I've already made my money on MSTU, so I'm over it. We're looking for other trades, baby. Let's see what Nvidia's got to do in 3 minutes, 30 seconds. I hope the 18 of you that are watching right now are ready. Let's go, baby. NVDA. We're going to put this on the 1 minute time frame because you know it's about to go down like that. We're going to blow it up. I hope you guys are ready. Here we go, baby. Bring up the news here, get rid of the chart. Oh yeah, here we go. This veteran tech investor won't sell Nvidia shares now, regardless of earnings. These are the highlights. Nvidia stock will continue working higher, says Wells Fargo. It doesn't even matter what anybody says, what anybody thinks. All that matters is price action. You guys better believe it. Price action is king. I always say that. I will always preach that, and I hope you guys take that to the grave with you. If you're starting now, price action is king. Right now, we are watching Nvidia. If you're just joining me, NVDA earnings is coming out, and it will move the market. You better believe me, baby, because it is going to. So I sure hope it's to the north side. I'm always rooting for the overall market to head to the north side. Why? Why? Because we want to see your vehicles for investing continue to make money. This is cheers, guys. We're getting ready. We only got about 2 minutes left to go, and boy, do I have to pee. I should have did this a long time ago. We're gonna hold it, though. We're holding it for you. Oh yeah, baby. How's the music? Can you guys hear the music? Should I turn it up? Is it too loud? I'll turn it up a little bit. Dan Bob always complains about it, so I don't want to turn it up too loud. He'll get mad. All right, baby. Here we go. We got about 2 minutes left, guys. I hope you are ready and willing because this thing is about to get started. I really do want to see Nvidia go much higher. What I'm expecting, guys, just my random thought, we get a huge drop, just a huge drop, a panic sell. Everybody sells out, and then this thing just rip tater chips to the north side. And with 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go, I almost want to just put a random shit bid out, like way down here, like 134 or 136 at 100 shares, you know, to see what would happen. What if I did that? Let's just act like that this is support here at 137, and I put a bid out in the after hours at 137 for it to get bought up there. What do you guys think? Huh? I mean, it can't hurt nothing, right? Unless it goes to 100. You guys, I am pumped right now. Here we go. We only got a few minutes. 1 minute left to go, guys. 1 minute left to go. I think I'm just going to mess around with this. We're just going to go down to 135. Just out of a crazy, let's just say it wicks down there, and for some reason in the after hours, it can get me in at 135 for 100 shares. Let's just act like this might happen. You know what I mean? Let's just act like that this might happen. Look at this. So I just threw this in here because I've been doing this for a while, guys. I've seen it happen multiple times. This thing might wick all the way down here, and if it grabs me 100 shares, I'm going to ride with it. So let's see what happens here, guys. We're getting ready to start. We got 13 minutes left to go. We got Nvidia up, baby. We got 24 of you watching. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be doing this every single time we have big earnings. Here we go. 2 minutes left to go. I hope you guys are ready, baby. Here we go. Yeah, baby. All right, looks like we got a big candle coming in right here. We're waiting for earnings to come in for Nvidia. Things are getting pretty exciting. Nvidia's bell popped. We don't have any news coming in just yet. It just looks like we're trading sideways. We got 29 of you watching in here. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to the Nvidia earnings. We are pumped, and I hope you guys stick around after the earnings because guess what? We have the earnings call. It's going to give us the insights in the future of Nvidia. That's exactly what we want to know as investors. If you plan on holding, you want to know that they are going to adapt and overcome with all of our AI technology needs. And if they can, and they continue to be a leader, you're going to see this thing continue to go higher. Nvidia moves markets. Will it be green or red after earnings? We're going to be ending this poll very soon, guys. We have 37 votes on the poll right now. 57% of you say green, 11% say red, 8% break even, and 24% just say you're here for the party. Hi, Dave. What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me. Those earnings are going to be spilling out very soon, and you're going to get them where? Here. First and now. We love to give you the earnings, the news, the CPI, the PPI, anything that has to do with moving the markets or interest rates. Why? Because it makes us money. If you like to make money, you should probably subscribe. If you like to work with other people to have better insights, to speculate on tickers, or if that sounds boring to you, well, then you're not gnarly, guy. You're on to something else. And it looks like the market is trying to move Tesla higher. We're trading at 146.23 currently as the earnings. We have a very long drum roll. We're waiting, and we are going to be the first to hear about them right now. 31 of you watching, thank you so much for joining me. We are celebrating today. Why? The past 3 days, I have made more money trading than I really ever have trading in 3 days. I made a ton of money, and I'm not bragging here. I've worked really hard for it. I was just in a slump for over about a month. I was break even for about a month. We finally broke up out of it, and I'm feeling good, so I decided to grab a six-pack. I don't drink very often, but this one is for me. I hope you guys are drinking too, so cheers to you. I hope it's your favorite beverage, and we are going to have ourselves a great time watching these NVIDIA earnings. So cheers, folks. This one's for me, baby. Delicioso. And as we watch this volatile market, we already see right off the get over 17 million shares traded on NVIDIA already in the after hours. Of course, right in the after hours, you will usually see a big handoff, a big trade in exchanges between tickers because people are trying to those brokers are trying to get everybody evened out to make sure everybody has their shares and what is necessary. So that's normal to see that, but we are seeing some big volume come in here. We're talking 17 million shares traded currently on NVDA. We are watching this on the 5-minute. We're going to zoom in on the 1 minute so we get a little bit more information. We are going to puke with information today because we are zoomed in. I mean, we are entertaining, aren't we not? 146.15 currently for NVDA, but I have a good feeling in about 10 to 20 minutes, we are going to see this needle move fast. It looks like at 1700, we have the earnings call. Maybe that's when they're going to drop the overall earnings. We're going to see very, very soon, folks, with the overall market. Let's take a look, because if the S&P 500, or I'm sorry, if NVIDIA is moving up, we can obviously agree that the S&P 500 is also moving up. You can see NVIDIA is moving the market. I've started saying that from the start. Of course, I've started saying that from the start, okay? No, I've started saying that from the start of this show because a lot of newer investors, I'm not saying anybody that's listening right now is a newer investor, but I'm seeing a lot of newer investors don't understand NVIDIA is a leader. I've said this to a gentleman today. I talked to him about NVIDIA and how it's made me so much money. It's made anybody with a 401k, a Roth IRA, or any investment vehicle, it has made them money. And he said, "What is NVIDIA?" And I was just so shocked and taken aback by it. So I started to explain to him, it's this chip company, it's this, it's that, it's it's like, wait, where do I start? I wanted to tell him, like, okay, do you play video games? They have a processor that does great graphics, but once I get him to understand that, then I got to revert back and say, well, that's what the company's known for, but that is not why they are making so much damn money, right? It's on their data revenue. It's how much, it's their it's a little bit of everything. It's not just graphics, which that's all I knew at the time, right? Now with AI popping off and things are getting crazy, guys, NVIDIA is there for everyone's needs. It's definitely necessary. Fordman 1989 says, what's a good amount to start with to actually make a good profit? Now, that's a really good question. I actually just talked to Erica yesterday about this. First thing you need to do is start trading and rid yourself of a mindset of profit. Profit is an illusion, okay? Think of yourself and your account and think of it in percentages, okay? Let's say you have $100. You have 100% of your account. If you make $2 on that account, you have made 2% on your account. $2 doesn't sound like a lot, but 2% is a lot on an account, all right? Keep that in mind. You need to keep that in mind. So what's a good amount to start? For me, I would say $1,000. Let's say $1,000, right? Why not? Why not start off small? Let's start off with $1,000 or even $100. to just get some emotion in it? That's a tough question because you want to feel the emotion while you're trading, but yet you don't want to give so much over while you're learning. So that's a great question, Fordman 1989. Thank you so much for asking it. I would personally say, if you can and you have the capabilities, $1,000. Put $1,000 into a Charles Schwab account, download Thinkorswim, and then ask yourself, am I ready for trading? Is this something that I can do? Buy the dip. I like the name, PDD rule. Yeah, that's a very good point. Buy the dip. He brought up the PDT rule. That is pattern day trading rule. So if you're in America, you need to have over $25,000 to be able to trade in and out as much as you want in a day. Now that I am where I'm at, I don't even worry about the PDT rule. I really don't. I don't really get in and out of trades that much. But when I first started, I tell you what, I really, really wanted to get past the PDT rule, right? Because it was restricting me from trading how I wanted to. In actuality, when you become a proficient trader, you'll find out that you pretty much put yourself on the PDT rule. You know, you do. Pattern day trader. It's PDT, not PDD, by the way. But yeah, the PDT rule. You'll find yourself putting yourself on the PDT rule because now I don't hold more than 2 stocks and I don't keep an eye on more than 10. And there's big reasons for that. Over trading, you know. Guys, we're down to 145.15 right now in the overall NVDA trading. The earnings has not came out yet. Some news has came out on that. The hyperscalers still deserve to be a mainstay in portfolios, says Odyssey Jason Snipe. MW, this veteran tech investor won't sell. Okay, we haven't got anything really new, but we are getting a pullback in Nvidia to 145 even right now for Nvidia. We have the earnings coming out very, very soon. Right now, it's showing up at 1700, which should be at 5 p.m., but that should be their overall earnings call. Either way, if they are releasing their earnings right before the earnings call, that's A-okay too. We're going to be here for every single bit of it. Buy the dip says, correct, thanks. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you being here, brother, and I hope I earned your subscription. And I just seen somebody subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing. We are here, baby, and we're doing it, and we've been doing it for a long freaking time. We just recently started getting under the fingernails of YouTube, and they're starting to push us out. And I hope you guys like it because we sure as hell do. We've been working very, very hard. We have an amazing team out here doing it big, working on Facebook, working on Discord, working on a little bit of things. So if you like what we're doing, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Check out our link tree. Dan has posted it in the comments just recently. Fordman 1989 says, how do you feel about the autopilot app as a new corner to this trading world? You know, that's a great question. So when you say the autopilot app, I am imagining you're talking about something that is trading for you. That's not, it's not something that, not something I'm too interested in. Is that what you're going on about? I'm not going to get too deep into it because we're here for Nvidia, not the autopilot app, but, let me know what you're talking about, brother. We don't have too much longer and those earnings are going to be coming out, guys. If anything, it's going to be in about 15 minutes. I hope you guys are ready and willing. I hope you're with me, baby. Buy the dip says 420. Hell yeah. Dan Bob just put the link tree in the comments section. Take a look at my screen, guys. You can click the YouTube. Look at this YouTube. What's this? Right here, trading school, trend break, base break, risk management, and so much stinking more. If you guys aren't aware of that, you need to go through it. And of course, if you click on this Discord here, you're going to be able to join our Discord for absolutely $0.00. TradingView is what I use for everything. If you use my link, I do get a kickback from it. I appreciate it if you use it. The TradingView is free, but if you buy the basic plan, it's only like $10 or $15 a month and you get unlimited stuff. It's awesome. We have Instagram, TikTok, and of course our Facebook. I love our Facebook. Join the Facebook. There are so many things in here. It will keep you up to date, on your toes, and ready and willing to rock. So make sure that you guys are with us on that. All right. What do we got? What's next, baby? What's next, baby? Nvidia popping around. I mean, this is the volatility. You don't see this kind of volume usually in after hours unless there is good reason for it. And sure enough, we have that good reason. It is Nvidia earnings, and it is going to happen around 5 o'clock. I hope you guys like the new text thing at the top. I'm going to switch that so that looks A-okay. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Things are looking great. We got a couple beers in us today. We are celebrating, baby. We are celebrating. Speaking of celebrating, let's take a look at where MSTU is, as it did a nice pullback and dip. That's what we like to see. I mean, of course, we want to see it go straight up all the time, but it's not going to do that. I actually talked to the guys in the Discord today about selling into strength. That's exactly what we did for MSTU. You guys can see this on the daily time frame here. MSTU was a humongous mover, and I'm very happy to say that we were able to sell multiple times into strength. And you can see that right down here. Let me throw this up on the daily. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What's going on here? What's going on here, guys? Got it all messed up, huh? All messed up, eh? All right, let's switch this thing up. Here we go. Nvidia up top here. Bada bing, bada boom. We got, so hyperscale still deserve to be a mainstay in portfolio. I mean, I don't know why this is coming in as news when we're talking about Nvidia here. Is this like, did somebody pay to discuss their expectations from Nvidia as it's important to the market? Okay, good for you guys. Good for you. We love to hear it. Good for you. All eyes on Nvidia, as Nvidia is trading at 145.99. We're so close to that 146 marker. And then, of course, today it opened up and started trading at 147.38. So we're still below its opening price. So we will see. We'll see what happens with Nvidia. Excuse the cough. Now, do keep in mind, guys, I took what I would call a stink bid. Okay, I'm going to call this a stink bid. And if we look at this on the hourly, you'll see that I put a stink bid all the way down here at what I would consider its support at 134 or 135-ish area. So this 135.07, 135. If it wants to come all the way down here and somehow miraculously fill me at this 135, I can definitely see this thing ripping back up to the north side. Fordman said, I'm also in your Discord group as well. Fordman, what's your name in the Discord, man? Let me know what your name is in the Discord so we can distinguish you, and we know that you're not some kind of spam bot. But yeah, MSTU going from 30% high down to 20% high. But of course, all eyes are on this NVDA. As we zoom in here on the 1 minute, so far we are break even on this today. We're going to see, I'm sorry, in the after hours, we are break even. So about 7% of you are right. That is the probably hardest thing to vote on there, guys, is break even, because your odds of actually hitting break even are probably like 1 in a million. But I do respect it. I do respect the 7% of you that that voted on that break even. Oh, Fordman, you're Duster Boy. Oh, hell yeah, brother. I'm really pumped. I think you joined us yesterday. But yeah, good. I'm glad you joined, man. We got an awesome Discord, dude. We are all just nothing but good friends and family. We love meeting up. And the more time I got, the more time I spend in that Discord, hanging out with you guys, learning from you, and trying to regurgitate information that I've learned. For example, yesterday, guys, we got together in the Discord, and we just went over the biggest stocks that we may have missed that has the best earnings quarterly, yearly, and all together. And we went over all of them. There was only a few that we missed that I wanted to kind of elaborate on, and that was Disney and Datadog, which we can go over really quick. But Disney had a nice pop, and so did Datadog. Oh, actually, so Datadog actually just got a even bigger pop, and they got some whale activity in today's session. Look at this basing breakout right here on Datadog on the daily time frame. This 140 area is the target I am talking about, guys. So if we break above this, this might be a great area for an entry. We might be extended from the 10-day at the time, but it's definitely something that we want to keep an eye on. But back to Nvidia, because that's why we are here today. And when it comes to Nvidia, we obviously need to keep a very, very close eye on it. With earnings just around the corner, folks, you better believe this thing is going to be ripping to one way or the other. I hope if you are in it, you are on the right side, because this is going to move markets. It's time for a sip. Sometimes you just got to wet that whistle. We got close to 40 of you in here right now. Are you kidding me? That's what I like to see. Make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe button, baby. It helps me out tremendously, and I do appreciate you. The only thing I want more than my family to be happy and healthy is to have my own ongoing show for YouTube. And I would love to be here each and every morning with you guys. I would like to start my own show and continue doing this, but we'd like to get it down to one show, Market Open, and then of course, we'd like to get another show in our Discord every Wednesday, so that way we can make sure that we stay close and up to date with each and every one of you. So I appreciate you. B Stewie finally, B Stewie's finally in the building. B Stewie, if I would have held my breath, I'd be dead by now, brother. Where the hell have you been, baby? Vote on that damn poll. What are you thinking, B Stewie? We green on Nvidia earnings or not? We don't have too much longer, folks, and Nvidia will be popping off at the mouth with something that shouldn't have said, that's for damn sure. And we see a lot of wicking on the 1 minute, but you know, I like to see wicking on the hourly. Let's take a little peeky gander, shall we? And sure enough, we have 3 tremendous wicks on the hourly. That's what I like to see, folks. Big wick, and big wick. You better believe those wicks, wicket, are looking good. So we're going to see, because none of it actually matters. None of it actually matters. If Nvidia comes out and the needle moves up and beyond 150, then we are bullish. But if it breaks down, we need more time to conclude whether or not it is a good buy. So right now, Nvidia trading at 146.05. I hope if you have casted your bets, you are in and ready, because there are no stop losses in the pre-market and the aftermarket. It is only the buy and sell of the bid. So I hope you are strapped and ready for some volatility, because that is exactly what we are going to see on Nvidia in a very, very short period of time. Thank you so much, guys. If you're just joining me, my name is Dave Worrell. I'm a father figure. I am a stock speculator and a jiu-jitsu practitioner. I am here for you, though. I am a servant of the people. I love to regurgitate the information that I have already learned, and we have actually B Stewie's one of them. I've been teaching B Stewie from the very start, and this year he has been taking off. I absolutely love it. I love to see it, and there is nothing more than I like growing myself than watching other people grow. So if you are into growth, if you are trying to become a better person, whether it is inside the market or outside in your own daily life, you need to hit that like and that subscribe button and join the Discord, because that's what we are all about. We are all about growing each and every day to become bigger and better people. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And if you can stand and get back behind that, then do it, baby, get it. Let's make that money, baby. Nvidia is all eyes on you. As we look at the 1 minute, we can see we are doing our absolute best to just trade sideways. People are getting excited. People are ready for the volatility, and I sure as hell am too. Can you guys hear the music? Talk to me. Can you hear the music? I see the love in the chat. Let me shoot some right on back. We got 40 of you in here. I'm so pumped that you guys are here. I drank a Monster before the show to help keep me a go. Right here we go, guys. Nvidia announces final results for the third quarter of 2025. Recorded quarterly revenue, $35.1 billion, up 17%. We're having a huge pullback right now, down all the way down to 140.55. Nvidia is having a humongous pullback right now, as I will continue to read. Record quarterly data revenue of $30.8 billion, up 17%. So we had a double beat here, folks. A double beat on Nvidia as we pull all the way back down to 137.88, and it's starting to soak back up, as we expected to have a huge pullback and a soak up, but it did not get all the way down to my 135. We're going to see what Nvidia wants to continue to do as we are down 138. 138.43. More Nvidia EPS 81 beats its 75-cent estimate. Sales 35.1 billion beat from its 33.12 billion estimate. So it is a double beat as we continue to fail here. This is exactly why, folks, we do not like to play earnings, because it is a gamble. As this thing continues to rocket to the sell side, we're going to see where this bottom is. 138 seems to be where it wants to stop. Let's zoom out on the hourly to see where our trend lines are. And you can see we were so close to getting back down to these wicking bottoms here. 138, it seems to want to hold, but we still could go lower, folks. We still have much, much more to go with the earnings call coming up very, very soon. So make sure you stay tuned, guys. Nvidia, humongous pullback here, all the way down to 139. The low of 137.89. We're going to continue to watch and see what the overall market take is on this. Nvidia CEO says demand for Hopper and anticipation for Blackwell in full production are incredible. So we're going to see what exactly happens with that. We have nothing but positive news right now. Nothing but positive news for NVDA. So let's go ahead and throw this up. I want to make sure that you guys have the news and it's scrolling. We also need to slow down the scroll for our boy Dan, Bob Dan, because he, sir, is getting dizzy. Let's go ahead. We'll copy all of that. And we'll see if we can add this. Look at this. We're back up to 141.38. I do really think we're going to see a big bounce. I don't see it enough where I'm going to be able to buy in some shares. Of course, my stink bid was all the way down here at 135.08. 138 was the bid to buy. If I just had a couple dollars up higher, we'd be up about $1,000 right now on that bid. But I'm sorry, $3,000 on that, or $300 on that. Wow. I mean, heck, 3,000 on just a click of a button. I'm okay with that too. But guys, things are looking really good as Nvidia is starting to pull right back up here. 142.99, 143 now. It's starting to go right back up. Those break-even traders might be right. We're going to end the poll with 52 votes as 60% of you said that we were going to end green. Let's see by the end of the earnings call if the 60% of you is correct. Nvidia CEO says transforming every industry, company, and country. Enterprises are adopting a genetic AI to revolutionize workflows. Industrial robots investments are surging with breakthroughs in physical AI, and countries have awakened to the importance of developing their country as we are right back up to where we sold off. 145.30, folks. What a crazy move. This is absolutely nuts as we starting to head back down. We're going to see where this actually wants to land. I'm telling you, if you break even, folks, you break even. 5% of you said break even. If the 5% of you are right and we actually hit break even today, I'm telling you what, I'm going to send the 5% of you guys shirts and cups for sure. Nvidia data center revenue up 17% and gaming revenue up 14%. We are getting beat after beat after beat. Every aspect of this organization is making money, folks. This is absolutely great news for the overall market as we had this huge flush in this buyback up. You cannot ask for more volatility. All the way down to 138 and now soaked back up to 144. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. Which way are we going to head shortly after this? That is the real question. Now, give me 1 second. I need to take a quick intermission. Your boy's got to take a leak. A couple too many brewskis. So give me 1 second, eh? All right. Listen, I don't know if you guys were with me, but I did a stream that was all day. I mean, I did an 8-hour stream where I woke up, I started talking, and I did not stop talking until the end of the stream. And I didn't pee. I didn't pee during that time, and I just had to pee because I had a couple of beers, so it is what it is. But yeah. We're going to see what's going on with those NVIDIA earnings. I'm going to check it out right now to see, the earnings call. We're going to see if we can start getting in early, but they don't start till 5 p.m., so we'll see very, very soon what's going on with that. But I want to try and post this. So that's going to be kind of messed up if I do that. So we got to go, boop. I'm going to mess these up, ain't I? I am going to mess these up. Let's see if we can do it like this. There we go. And we'll move it down here. Excuse me, folks, while we try to get this all figured out, I want to make sure that you guys are able to read this on the bottom of the screen during the earnings call, so I hope that's okay. Dan Bob's probably gonna beat me up for that one. But that is what it is, guys, so that way you have a better understanding of what's going on with NVIDIA. All of its earnings have been posted right there for you guys, so I hope you guys like it. You said stream. It is so true. Thank you guys so much for being with me today. We have an awesome earnings call that's coming up very, very soon. It's showing 1700 on my platform. So that should be, what, 5 o'clock? Let's see, 12. Yeah, 1700. So we're going to see that very, very soon, guys. Very, very soon. The earnings call is coming out. NVIDIA's Q3 data center revenue at $30.8 billion versus the analyst consensus of $28.8 billion. And $3.3 billion on the consensus of $3.25 billion for their gaming. So it's showing beat on beat, one beat after another. It looks absolutely amazing. You got to love these numbers, guys. You got to. I mean, you can't be happy with the chart. You would expect with these same numbers where it continues to go higher and they continue to earn that the investors would be excited and grateful for it, where it's going to continue to go higher, but not in this case. You can clearly see it's starting to pull back. Now I think they're waiting on the guidance. What is the guidance in the overall NVDA? That's what we want to know. NVIDIA's Q3 professional visualization revenue at $486 million versus FactSet analyst consensus of $481 million. Auto revenue at $449 billion versus consensus of $360. So I mean, this is one beat after another. Whether it's analyst consensus, their consensus, what they expected to earn. Everything is a beat here, and you can see that we did pull back. So what does this tell you guys? Do you think this is the pullback before it starts getting bought up? We didn't even break this 137 low. It looks like we're creating a new higher low here. So in my eyes, this still looks bullish to me. It really does. We're gonna have to wait for that earnings call to really see what the expected future is. And I see B. Stewie in the chat saying smash that like button. Thank you so much, B. Stewie. We're up to 23 likes already. Let's try and get to 30, guys. We still have quite some time with this earnings call coming up. I think that we can do it. And you know, I love to make a goal. So 30, let's see if we can do it. Now, NVDA is currently trading at 141.03. Let's see if this thing can keep on keeping on. I really like that stink idea, that stink bid idea. We were only $2 off on that. Even if I would have moved it up to this area, it still wouldn't have hit it. So that would have been cool though, to be able to grab 100 shares and be able to sell and make 200 bucks just in a, a quick flash like that. But guys, it is what it is. This is trading. Trading's hard, and that's why we have a community, so that way we can shoot the shit and speculate together. And if you guys are into that, hit that like and subscribe, baby. NVIDIA is doing well. Let's take a little peeky gander here. I want to see how MSTU is doing, because I have a bid in that, and it looks like it popped up there on that, as NVIDIA is still kind of in this price discovery area. Back down to 140 right now. That's not a good sign for NVIDIA, as it does not want to hold. It does not want to hold these lows just yet. If it makes a new higher low, this could be a great area for a buy, but these aren't buy or sell recommendations, of course, folks. This is just what I'm expecting. New higher lows in this, and for it to continue higher with all this good news, I would not expect this thing to head lower, but I have seen it before and we will see it again at $37.5 million. That's a really, really good beat on the Q3 revenue. Uncritic, Snow is a rocket today. Yeah, let's take a look at Snow really quick. Yeah, Snow really did ramp up there. It looks like they had a nice beat. The Q3 is one Snowflake's best quarters we've seen in a long time. So Snowflake, this thing is a very big beat. Let's take a look at this thing on the daily. You can see on the big beat, this thing is really ramping up here. Now let's take a peeky gander at the hourly. Yeah, look at this hourly here, guys. This thing really ramped up to 150 bucks here. So if we look at it on the daily, we can see we're all the way up here, back to where it broke its trend and started to head lower. It finally made it above that. But we do have to keep in mind, Snow has a lot of this overhead resistance right here in that 150 area, or just above that 150 area. So we do have to be careful of Snow, Unicrit. So if you're in it, I hope you're doing well. But all eyes today are on Nvidia, even though Snow did do a very, very good job in their earnings as well. Nvidia, not so much. I mean, their earnings were a beat on top of a beat, but they're pulled back. Pretty disgusting here. On the 5-minute time frame, we're seeing a lot of wicks on the bottom, but we're going to want to see a lot more out of Nvidia for it to continue higher. Now, I don't know if you guys have been watching this very closely or not, but I've been keeping my close eye on Bitcoin, as Bitcoin has been breaking out the past 2 days, and I think you guys should keep an eye on Bitcoin as well. But what I really want to know is if Nvidia is going to move markets, we need to see the market move. And you can see here, the S&P 500, it definitely shook it down. You can see right here, it shook this thing down, big pullback, and now is soaking back up. The two differences is that Nvidia headed lower as S&P 500 is holding its ground. So that's a really, really good sign. Reese? I hear my son calling my name. We should bring him in here and have him say hi. Slow the scroll, you killing me. All right, I'll slow the scroll. I'll see if I can do it. Hang on. Hang on, man. All right, let's see. Scroll, horizontal speed. All right, here we go. How's that? Respectively. All right. Dan, Bob, Dan, the greatest moderator alive. He is picky for a reason. He keeps things running nice and smooth. So you're looking at TSMC and MU feel the weight too. Absolutely, because they are laggers. One thing that we talked about earlier, because some people were talking about SMCI and what I thought about it, it's because we want to know and understand that they are laggers. So if we're looking at NVDA, we see this. We see the issues that it's having. But if we look on a daily time frame, we'll see that it is a leader, and it has been a leader for a few years now. About 2 years, it's been a leader in the semiconductor, now data center sector. So with that being said, we do want to keep in mind that anything that is following that's following Nvidia is going to be a laggard to Nvidia, meaning MU is a laggard, meaning Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM, is a laggard. They're doing the exact same thing right now that Nvidia is doing, except for they are doing it not as volatile, right? So if you want to be in something, I always say focus on the leader, and that is part of the Can Slim tradition. If you are looking at the stock market, if you're looking at How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill, you're going to find right away the L in chapter 7 talks about the leaders or the lagger. Which is your stock? It's very, very important to know which one you are in, because I'll tell you this, when you're making money in a leader, it feels great. When you're making money in a lagger, it feels great. But when there is a pullback in a leader, you get a pullback in your P&L. But if you get a pullback in a lagger, those laggers tend to pull back a lot harder and a lot faster. And that's why we like to focus on relative strength. We want to know what's strong against the overall market. And we have the exact way to set that up just for you if you want to. But if we look at NVDA and we look at the relative strength index, you'll find on the hourly, if you look at the relative strength, we are at a 98% relatively strong index rating for Nvidia. What does that mean? That means Nvidia is one of the strongest stocks in the overall market, where if you look at MU, you'll see that the relative strength index for MU is only 44%, okay? Now, I use this as an example without even knowing where the RS rating was for MU. All I knew is that Nvidia was the leader, MU, Taiwan Semiconductors, any semiconductor you want to give me is a lagger, and that is that. So yes, it's definitely feeling the weight. MU is going to feel the weight. Taiwan Semiconductor is going to feel the weight of this, right? But Nvidia is the leader. Nvidia is letting everyone else know what is going on in this sector. And right now it's creating new lower highs on a 1 minute time frame. And if it can hold these lows through the earning call, I would still consider this a good thing for Nvidia because it is still holding a lot of its gains, folks. A lot of these gains, okay? Its last earnings, it's up from its last earnings right now, even after that sell-off, 15.77%, okay? So not only is it holding its gains from its previous earnings, but it's continuing to hold. Now, before I get too excited here, I definitely want to look up my Gmail and make sure, thank you so much for the subscribe, I do appreciate it. Today we are getting a very big group of subscribers in here. Just make sure you guys join the Discord. If you guys want to talk to me one-on-one or be a part of our Discord meetings, make sure you join that too. Our link tree is in the comments. I appreciate you guys subscribing. But honestly, if you want to have that one-on-one interaction, if you want to know what we are watching, if you want a free watch list so you can go through it with me, just join our Discord. Everything is updated every single day. And some people say, these Discords, they're great, but they start and then they're done. They're done quick. I've been a part of 100 Discords, folks. Nothing is like our Discord. This Discord might get slow from time to time, but we are always here. The OGs are always here. If you have a question, we are here for you. So join that Discord. All you have to do is have an open mind and a heart of gold, and we will accept you with open arms, baby. It's almost like a church. You can walk in. As long as you're a happy-go-lucky person, we are here for you. Let's see. The lobby will open 15 minutes prior to the event starting. Please find access to his details below. Here's the webcast link. Okay, it's loading, but it is not letting me in just yet. So we're going to see. We're going to wait. We're going to see because they don't start until 5 o'clock. They're going to let us in 15 minutes early, so that makes it 4:45 for when we can get in, and we're going to ensure that each and every one of you can see and hear it very clearly. That's going to be very, very important to hear about their Blackwell, to see what's going on for the overall investors. And do keep in mind, this can move the market as well. Once Jensen gets on there and he starts speaking about the future, or if there's any tough questions that might actually get asked, you'll find out really quick that Jensen is going to move the market as well. So do keep that in mind. Right now, we are currently trading at 142 for NVDA, just waiting for the arrival of the earnings call that will be starting in around 20 minutes. If you guys have any questions or whatsoever, let me know in the chat. It's awesome to hear from you guys. We got plenty of books that we've been talking about lately, and one free one that I really want you guys to listen to tonight on YouTube. It's absolutely free. It's Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. If you haven't heard this already, I'm telling you, it is what you need to hear. It's a beautiful story. It's not going to teach you how to trade. It's going to talk to you about the emotions in trading and one boy's story that led to being a market maker as a man. And his story is absolutely amazing. There's a lot of really key factors that you guys can do to take out of that. But it is a free YouTube book that you can listen to called Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. It is the biography of a man known as Jesse Livermore. and you guys should really take a little peeky gander at that. Mo Wells says the 1 minute on Nvidia looks pretty. Let's take a look at it on the 1 minute here and take a little peeky gander. Yeah, and it does. This is almost looking like a trend break strategy. The issue with the 1 minute is it has too much information for me in one spot, right? Too much information. This thing could break out on this. I feel like there's a lot more fake breakouts and fake breakdowns in the 1 minute time frame, right? The more that you move out, I feel like the less fake breakouts or breakdowns you start to have. Nvidia at this point could do anything. It's so volatile here, especially when we're looking at it on a 1 minute time frame. So we're going to see what happens very, very soon. So we will see Nvidia fiscal 3 non-GAAP earnings revenue rise for its Q4 outlook set. So that's another unbelievable beat for Nvidia. So let's keep on keeping on for Nvidia as the earnings call. We should be allowed in there in just a few minutes. Unicred said, what news do you expect from Jensen? I expect Jensen mainly to talk about his Blackwell. Everything else is creating and generating revenue for Nvidia. It's his Blackwell that all investors have eyes on. From my understanding, it should be coming out very, very soon if it's not out already. And with that being said, all eyes are going to be on how that actually is getting out to the people that have acquired it, how well they work, how integrated it works, and if it's going to continue to be a money grab. Because of course, we are not betting on tomorrow's earnings. We're not betting on what's going to happen next week. But investors are for looking by 3 to 6 months, depending, give or take a few months, guys, depending on your time frame, of course. But when we look at this, what is Jensen going to talk about? He's going to talk about mainly his data revenue stream. He's going to mainly talk about Blackwell. He's mainly going to be talking about what his investors can see for the future. And that's why we are going to be here to hear every single word Jensen has to say. And I'm glad you guys are here with me too. It's a great day. Actually, it's been a great week. That's why I am celebrating today, and I am happy to be here in front of you today. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe for me. I know quite a few subscribers today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I'm curious to see what we are up to. It looks like 1.29K. Woo, baby, things are looking good, baby. That's what I like to see. Growth. That's what we like to see, is growth. But yes, I do agree, Mo Wealth. It is starting to look pretty on the 1 minute. I just wish it was more on the hourly than the 1 minute. Unicred says SMCI seems to be the coolest rack maker. Does this give them an edge with the hot Blackwell? I wouldn't say it gives them an edge. I think really when we dive down into it, what gives you an edge overall is your price action, because it really doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if you're 100x every year. If that ticker's not going up, you're not making money, right? So does SMCI, because they have the coolest rack, does that matter? Absolutely not. What matters is their sales. So if we look at SMCI, you can see here SMCI has just been tanking, and they've been on a big downtrend for quite some time. We can see that on the daily time frame. So I'll just throw that up right now. You can see that on the daily time frame, this thing not only broke down, but it broke its area of support before its break off. I don't like SMCI. It's a lagger. Sure, this thing could really bounce back up because of the big sell-off. It could bounce back up, but that's not what I'm looking to trade in. So when it comes to asking, will it give them an edge? I don't agree that it would give them an edge so much as it might be better for them to find an investor and actually keep up on what they say they're going to do. SMCI lost their biggest investment. That's why they're having so many issues right now. So back to Nvidia though, it is the leader. It's far from a lagger, and that's why we always want to keep an eye on Nvidia. SMCI is really getting beaten down here, and a lot of people are talking about SMCI. It's almost starting to become a cult, just like MULN did. I'm still hearing people talk about Mullen. Guys, if it's below a 200-day moving average, nothing good happens below a 200-day moving average, okay? So if you're gonna look at a lagger like SMCI, you need to first admit to yourself that this thing is below, not just below, but well below a 200-day moving average, and the 200-day moving average is curling to the sell side. So we need to keep that in mind when we are looking at something like SMCI. I don't like it. And if Nvidia starts to fold under pressure, you're going to see SMCI also fold well under pressure. But speaking of folding under pressure, Nvidia is bounced back up, humongous wick on this hourly time frame. But if we zoom in on that 1 minute, we can see that we are starting to break out of this 1 minute trend break to the north side. If it can continue to hold and find volume, that would be great. It seems like we're losing some enthusiasm as the volatility is starting to contract, which is a-okay. We don't want to see any more sellers here, only buyers, and that is what we are seeing. So Unicred says, with coolest, I meant literally the coolest, the cooling technology in the HT Blackwell. I mean overheating Blackwell. Oh, very, very cool. Yeah, so I'm actually not aware of the technology and its specifics. And if you know more about that, I would appreciate you kind of elaborating that in our Discord and as to why that might be a huge thing for Blackwell or SMCI, their competitors. So let me know in the Discord or in the chat why you think that might actually be really good for the overall company. I don't know nothing about the cooling technology. What I do know is price action. I like the price action. I've been loving Nvidia. I've been making a ton of money off Nvidia, and I would like to continue to make more. But as we have double beat on the earnings and we pull back for NVDA, it's not the best look for the overall company. So let's go ahead and check out our Gmail and see if we can enter now. Join webcast. Here we go. Bear with me here, folks. I need to make sure that you guys are able to read this. Let's see here. Bam. Okay. I think you guys should be able to read this. It's showing up right here at your top left. This is the earnings call. We are actually in it right now. We're going to turn up the volume, make sure that you can hear this. Give me 1 second, folks. I need to make sure we're connected to our sound so you guys can hear exactly what I'm hearing. Just 1 minute. This one's for me. Now you guys should be able to hear some music in the background. Let me know you can hear that music all right. Please and thank you. And as long as you guys can hear that in the background. Oh, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. It's going to show you exactly what I'm looking at. There we go. We'll do it like this. There we go. All right. We can hear? Okay, good. Is the music too loud? I'm going to cut my mic anyway when they start talking, but I want to make sure you guys can hear me over the music that's currently playing. Play Floyd. What's up, Raska Trip? Good to see you, brother. You want me to play Pink Floyd? I wish I could, man. I'd probably get like some kind of copyright strike. Speaking of which, Nvidia right now on the 1 minute time frame is trading at 143.55, folks. This is a really good look for Nvidia as the earnings call is going to start in about 10 minutes. The earnings call is dropping in about 10 minutes. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're just joining me, my name is Dave. Welcome to David Worrell Trading. If you like momentum trading, swing trading in general, or just news, bites, what keeps you motivated in the market, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. We are here each and every day in our Discord, working, speculating, and concentrating our money into 1 or 2 stocks in order to find that momentum to the north side. If that delights you, intrigues you, or tickles your fancy in any way, we'll wet your whistle by hitting that like and that subscribe button, because that's what we do, baby. Hello, hello, Raska Trip says. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for joining me. We are currently trading at 143 for Nvidia right now as the Nvidia third quarter 2025 financial results are in. And now we are very patiently waiting for Jensen to get his ass out here and start talking. Bring some robots out with you too. Make us excited. MW, another bullish call for stocks in 2025. Wells Fargo raises the S&P 5 target on strong economy and Trump policy changes. Nvidia beats Q3 EPS estimates, supplies constraints ding stock. Huang says age of AI is in full steam, baby. Full steam. And I'm curious what you guys think. We got 36 of you viewing this right now. Let me know in the chat. You know what? I'm going to just do a poll. I'm going to do a poll. We're going to ask, is AI our future? Or is this just a fad? I'm really curious. Yes, AI is our future. No, this is a fad. I'm really curious what you guys would think. All right, here we go. All right, I started the poll, guys. Let's fill this poll up. I'm really curious what you guys think. If you don't want to vote, that's fine. There's a third vote. Right now, the question is AI our future? To me, it seems like a silly question, but there is quite a few people out there that aren't so believing in AI. Why? I have no idea, but that's A-okay. Hyperscalers not finding nearly enough gold to justify picks and shovels valuation. Okay, hyperscales. Way to interrupt the party. The question is AI our future? Or is this just a fad? 100% of you so far said yes, it's our future. Is there any naysayers? Is there anybody out there that does not think this is, or that does not think this is the future? I really want to know. I really want to know. I don't think this is a bubble personally. I really don't. But I do like to hear the confirmation biases that are against my beliefs when it comes to AI. Why do you think that this is not taking off? I feel like it already has. And I feel like, you know, if you don't have a piece of the future, you know, you need to find a way to get a piece of the future in these pullbacks. When's the right time, though? That's the question. 9 votes, 100% already. Let's see. Let's somebody vote on my beard. Only kidding, guys. So pumped for you to be here. Hope you guys are enjoying your time. We only got about 8 minutes left, folks. 8 minutes, and we will have the financial earnings call amongst you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Nvidia now trading at 143 even. Let's see if it wants to break out of this 1 minute trend, or if we are going to just consolidate and trade sideways during the earning call. I tell you what, this is a good brew. A good brew, baby. It's been a while. We got 13 votes. Not one of you are saying it's a fad. 13 votes. We already put this up just 2 minutes ago. We already got 13 votes. 100% of you, we might have to end this poll and ask a different question. I think everybody is all about this being AI. You know? Everybody. We got 13 votes already. We're gonna end this poll. We're gonna start a new poll. I think everybody agrees this is AI, and we are all about AI. So I guess the next question is gonna be, will Nvidia continue to head higher? Actually, we should ask, will Nvidia continue as a leader, or, and then the answers will be yes, it will continue as a leader, and the other answer we'll do no. No, this was the top. Nice knowing you, Envy. Nice knowing you. There we go. All right, we're gonna start this poll. I think this one will be a little bit more mixed. That's what we're trying to go for. If everybody believes in AI, everybody believes in the long-term AI and the aspects of it, and you know, we had 19 votes almost like immediately on 100%, we'll say yes, then we're trying to get some mixed decision here. We already got 4 votes on yes, it will continue as a leader. Do we have anybody that believes that this is it for Nvidia? Is this the top for Nvidia? As like Mo Wealth pointed out, Nvidia on the 1 minute time frame was looking beautiful for a trend break, and now we are breaking to the north side, trading at 144 even now. Nvidia is looking absolutely scrumptious. With 3 minutes left to go, I hope you guys had an amazing time with me for the past couple of hours while we waited for the Nvidia call. We are going to start that in just a few minutes. While you guys are waiting though, you're more than welcome to hit that like and subscribe. Dell, another server maker, is up a bit after market. We could take a peeky gander at Dell, as Dell, yes, is moving up. They were in competition for quite some time, and if you guys remember, I did play Dell. There was a really cool trend break strategy on Dell right here, and I wasn't able to get a hold of it. We tried to play it to the north side here, and it sold off, and I did not play it to the sell side here, but it looks like it's starting to recover nicely as it formed a base and broke out, making new higher lows now. Dell is finally showing some proof of concept here. So it's good to see Dell starting to head back higher, because that breakdown, man, I really had some fear of missing out on that. When it didn't break out and it broke down and I didn't play it, a lot of you guys in chat were watching that Dell for that breakdown as well. I'm glad some of you guys capitalized on it. What's up, Jimmy Bright? Always a good time, baby. It's always a good time when you're in here. But of course, all eyes are on Nvidia, and if you don't know about Nvidia or what's going on yet today, you better believe it was nothing but a beat on beat. As you guys can see, scrolling across the screen, we beat on earnings, we beat on revenue, we beat on future guidelines. It was a beat on beat on beat, and you better believe Nvidia did not handle it too well. For some reason, we ripped all the way back to 138. It was a huge sell-off here. We'll give it to you in percentages for a quick understanding, as we moved around 5.5% on that pullback, as it soaked right back up and now trading at 144.35. Nvidia is looking absolutely beautiful here. I know a pullback was there, but folks, sometimes you need a pullback after such a magnitude push to the north side. I mean, look at this thing. Absolutely beautiful. Holding this uptrend here. I do not want to draw another line on my charts, but we'll just show you this uptrend. Look at this beautiful thing. Now, in hindsight, I wish I put my stink bid down here at 137.50, folks, because that, in hindsight, looks absolutely amazing. But my stink bid was all the way down here at 132, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this would have been perfect. This 138 stink bid, we put out 200 or 100 shares on that just to see if we could grab it. We were about $2 short. But in hindsight, guys, looking at this trend to the upside, next time we go to take a stink bid and we just throw it in the low to try and grab something like that, we're going to try and find an hourly uptrend. So that's cool that worked out. But want to talk about wicks here. Look at this hourly wick. Just got soaked right back up to where it was trading in the market today. So Nvidia is looking absolutely amazing. If you don't like the look of it, well, maybe you're maybe maybe you need to take a little peeky gander at something else, because this is not doing too bad. It's a-okay. I like it. And we will see what else we got going for it. Let me take a little peeky gander at what's going on in the chat. Goodness gracious, people. What a great day. What a great day to be alive. And if you guys aren't aware, I am 100% celebrating today. Why? Because the past 3 days have been extremely good to me, folks. Extremely good to me. I'm absolutely happy. Dan Bob says, how buzzed is David? How buzzed is David? Well, I don't drink very often, and I got 4 empties in front of me, so I am feeling pretty good, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Today I am celebrating, and there's good reason for it, so I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that you guys are with me today.
Good afternoon. Oh. My name is Jael, and I'll be your conference operator today.
Time for me to shut up.
At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to NVIDIA's third quarter earnings call. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question,
can you
press
guys
the
hear
star
everything okay?
1 again. Thank you. Stuart Stecker, you may begin your conference.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to NVIDIA's conference call for the third quarter of fiscal 2025. With me today from NVIDIA are Jensen Huang, President and Chief Executive Officer, and Colette Kress, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. I'd like to remind you that our call is being webcast live on NVIDIA's Investor Relations website. The webcast will be available for replay until the conference call to discuss our financial results for the fourth quarter of fiscal 2025. The content of today's call is NVIDIA's property. It can't be reproduced or transcribed without our prior written consent. During this call, we may make forward-looking statements based on current expectations. These are subject to a number of significant risks and uncertainties, and our actual results may differ materially. For a discussion of factors that could affect our future financial results and business, please refer to the disclosure in today's earnings release, our most recent Forms 10-K and 10-Q, and the reports that we may file on Form 8-K with the Securities and Exchange Commission. All our statements are made as of today, November 20, 2024, based on information currently available to us. Except as required by law, we assume no obligation to update any such statements. During this call, we will discuss non-GAAP financial measures. You can find a reconciliation of these non-GAAP financial measures to GAAP financial measures in our CFO commentary, which is posted on our website. With that, let me turn the call over to Colette.
Thank you, Stuart. Q3 was another record quarter. We continue to deliver incredible growth. Revenue of $35.1 billion was up 17% sequentially and up 94% year on year, and well above our outlook of $32.5 billion. All market platforms posted strong sequential and year-over-year growth, fueled by the adoption of NVIDIA accelerated computing and AI. Starting with data center, another record was achieved in data center. Revenue of $30.8 billion, up 17% sequential and up 112% year on year. NVIDIA Hopper demand is exceptional, and sequentially, NVIDIA H200 sales increased significantly to double-digit billions, the fastest product ramp in our company's history. The H200 delivers up to 2x faster inference performance and up to 50% improved TCO. Cloud service providers were approximately half of our data center sales, with revenue increasing more than 2x year on year. CSPs deployed NVIDIA H200 infrastructure and high-speed networking with installations scaling to tens of thousands of GPUs to grow their business and serve rapidly rising demand for AI training and inference workloads. NVIDIA H200-powered cloud instances are now available from AWS, CoreWeave, and Microsoft Azure, with Google Cloud and OCI coming soon. Alongside significant growth from our large CSPs, NVIDIA GPU regional cloud revenue jumped 2x year on year as North America, India, and Asia-Pacific regions ramped NVIDIA cloud instances and sovereign cloud build-outs. Consumer internet revenue more than doubled year on year as companies scaled their NVIDIA Hopper infrastructure to support next-generation AI models, training, multimodal and agentic AI, deep learning recommender engines, and generative AI inference and content creation workloads. NVIDIA's Ampere and Hopper infrastructures are fueling inference revenue growth for customers. NVIDIA is the largest inference platform in the world. Our large installed base and rich software ecosystem encourage developers to optimize for NVIDIA and deliver continued performance and TCO improvements. Rapid advancements in NVIDIA software algorithms boosted Hopper inference throughput by an incredible 5x in 1 year and cut time to first token by 5x. Our upcoming release of NVIDIA NIM will boost Hopper inference performance by an additional 2.4x. Continuous performance optimizations are a hallmark of NVIDIA and drive increasingly economic returns for the entire NVIDIA installed base. Blackwell is in full production after a successfully executed mass change. We shipped 13,000 GPU samples to customers in the third quarter, including one of the first Blackwell DGX engineering samples to OpenAI. Blackwell is a full stack, full infrastructure, AI data center scale system with customizable configurations needed to address a diverse and growing AI market. From x86 to ARM, training to inferencing GPUs, InfiniBand to Ethernet switches, and NVLink, and from liquid-cooled to air-cooled. Every customer is racing to be the first to market. Blackwell is now in the hands of all of our major partners, and they are working to bring up their data centers. We are integrating Blackwell systems into the diverse data center configurations of our customers. Blackwell demand is staggering, and we are racing to scale supply to meet the incredible demand customers are placing on us. Customers are gearing up to deploy Blackwell at scale. Oracle announced the world's first Zettascale AI cloud computing clusters that can scale to over 131,000 Blackwell GPUs to help enterprises train and deploy some of the most demanding next-generation AI models. Yesterday, Microsoft announced they will be the first CSP to offer, in private preview, Blackwell-based cloud instances powered by Nvidia GB200 and Quantum InfiniBand. Last week, Blackwell made its debut on the most recent round of MLPerf training results, sweeping the per GPU benchmarks and delivering a 2.2x leap in performance over Hopper. The results also demonstrate our relentless pursuit to drive down the cost of compute. Just 64 Blackwell GPUs are required to run the GPT-3 benchmark compared to 256 H100s, or a 4x reduction in cost. NVIDIA Blackwell architecture with NVLink switch enables up to 30x faster inference performance and a new level of inference scaling throughput and response time that is excellent for running new reasoning inference applications like OpenAI's
NVDA
O1 model.
Currently trading at 145.
With every new platform shift, a wave of startups is created. Hundreds of AI native companies are already delivering AI services with great success. Through Google, Meta, Microsoft, and OpenAI are the headliners. Anthropic, Perplexity, Mistral, Adobe Firefly, Runway, Midjourney, Lightricks, Harvey, Codium, Cursor, and Abridge are seeing great success, while thousands of AI native startups are building new services. The next wave of AI are enterprise AI and industrial AI. Enterprise AI is in full throttle. NVIDIA AI Enterprise, which includes NVIDIA NeMo and NIM microservices, is an operating platform of agentic AI. Industry leaders are using NVIDIA AI to build co-pilots and agents. Working with NVIDIA, Cadence, Cloudera, Cohesity, NetApp, Nutanix,
145.80.
Salesforce, SAP, and ServiceNow are racing to accelerate development of these applications with the potential for billions of agents to be deployed in the coming years. Consulting leaders like Accenture and Deloitte are taking NVIDIA AI to the world's enterprises. Accenture launched a new business group with 30,000 professionals trained on NVIDIA AI technology to help facilitate this global build-out. Additionally, Accenture, with over 770,000 employees, is leveraging NVIDIA-powered agentic AI applications internally, including one case that cuts manual steps in marketing campaigns by 25 to 35%. Nearly 1,000 companies are using NVIDIA NIM, and the speed of its uptake is evident in NVIDIA AI Enterprise monetization. We expect NVIDIA AI Enterprise full-year revenue to increase over 2x from last year, and our pipeline continues to build. Overall, our software, service, and support revenue is annualizing at $1.5 billion. and we expect to exit this year annualizing at over $2 billion. Industrial AI and robotics are accelerating. This is triggered by breakthroughs in physical AI, foundation models that understand the physical world. Like NVIDIA NeMo for enterprise AI agents, we built NVIDIA Omniverse for developers to build, train, and operate industrial AI and robotics. Some of the largest industrial manufacturers in the world are adopting NVIDIA Omniverse to accelerate their businesses, automate their workflows, and to achieve new levels of operating efficiency. Foxconn, the world's largest electronics manufacturer, is using digital twins and industrial AI built on NVIDIA Omniverse to speed the bring-up of its Blackwell factories and drive new levels of efficiency. In its Mexico facility alone, Foxconn expects to reduce a reduction of over 30% in annual kilowatt-hour usage. From a geographic perspective, our data center revenue in China grew sequentially due to shipments of export-compliant Hopper products to industries. As a percentage of total data center revenue, it remains well below levels prior to the onset of export controls. We expect the market in China to remain very competitive going forward. We will continue to comply with export controls while serving our customers. Our sovereign AI initiatives continue to gather momentum as countries embrace NVIDIA accelerated computing for a new industrial revolution powered by AI. India's leading CSPs, include Tata Communications and Zoda Data Services, are building AI factories for tens of thousands of NVIDIA GPUs. By year-end, they will have boosted NVIDIA GPU deployments in the country by nearly 10x. Infosys, TSC, Wipro are adopting NVIDIA AI Enterprise and upskilling nearly 500,000 developers and consultants to help clients build and run AI agents on our platform. In Japan, SoftBank is building the nation's most powerful AI supercomputer with NVIDIA DGX Blackwell and Quantum InfiniBand. SoftBank is also partnering with NVIDIA to transform the telecommunications network into a distributed AI network with NVIDIA AI Aerial, an ARAN platform that can process both 5G RAN on AI on CUDA. We are launching the same in the US with T-Mobile. Leaders across Japan, including Fujitsu, NEC, and NTT, are adopting NVIDIA AI Enterprise, and major consulting companies, including EY, Strategy and Consulting, will help bring NVIDIA AI technology to Japan's industries. Networking revenue increased 20% year-on-year. Areas of sequential revenue growth include InfiniBand and Ethernet switches, SmartNICs, and Bluefield DPUs. Though networking revenue was sequentially down, networking demand is strong and growing, and we anticipate sequential growth in Q4. CSPs and supercomputing centers are using and adopting the NVIDIA InfiniBand platform to power new H200 clusters. NVIDIA Spectrum X Ethernet for AI revenue increased over 3x year-on-year, and our pipeline continues to build with multiple CSPs and consumer internet companies planning large cluster deployments. Traditional Ethernet was not designed for AI. NVIDIA Spectrum X uniquely leverages technology previously exclusive to InfiniBand to enable customers to achieve massive scale of their GPU compute. Utilizing Spectrum X, xAI's Colossus 100,000 Hopper supercomputer experienced zero application latency degradation and maintained 95% data throughput versus 60% for traditional Ethernet. Now moving to gaming and AI PCs. Gaming revenue of $3.3 billion increased 14% sequentially and 15% year-on-year. Q3 was a great quarter for gaming, with notebook, console, and desktop revenue all growing sequentially and year-on-year. RTX end demand was fueled by strong back-to-school sales as consumers continued to choose GeForce RTX GPUs and devices to power gaming, creative, and AI applications.
I don't ask for much, guys. Hit that like and
Channel
subscribe.
inventory
We do
remains
this all
healthy,
the time.
and
Baby.
we are
We've been here
gearing
for
up
a
for the
while.
holiday season.
Let's do it big. Hit that like and
We
subscribe,
began
baby. Here we
shipping
go.
new GeForce RTX AI PCs with up to 321 AI TOPS from ASUS and MSI, with Microsoft's Copilot Plus capabilities anticipated in Q4. These machines harness the power of RTX ray tracing and AI technologies to supercharge gaming, photo and video editing, image generation, and coding. This past quarter, we celebrated the 25th anniversary of the GeForce 256, the world's first GPU. The transforming computing graphics to igniting the AI revolution, NVIDIA's GPUs have been the driving force behind some of the most consequential technologies of our time. Moving to ProViz. Revenue of $486 million was up 7% sequentially and 17% year-on-year. NVIDIA RTX workstations continue to be the preferred choice to power professional graphics, design, and engineering-related workloads. Additionally, AI is emerging as a powerful demand driver, including autonomous vehicle simulation, generative AI model prototyping for productivity-related use cases, and generative AI content creation in media and entertainment. Moving to automotive, revenue was a record $449 million, up 30% sequentially and up 72% year-on-year. Strong growth was driven by self-driving ramps of NVIDIA Orin and robust end market demand for NEVs. Volvo Cars is rolling out its fully electric SUV built on NVIDIA Orin and Drive OS. Okay, moving to the rest of the P&L. GAAP gross margin was 74.6% and non-GAAP gross margin was 75%, down sequentially, primarily driven by a mix shift of the H100 systems to more complex and higher cost systems within data center. Sequentially, GAAP operating expenses and non-GAAP operating expenses were up 9% due to higher compute, infrastructure, and engineering development costs for new product introductions. In Q3, we returned $11.2 billion to shareholders in the form of share repurchases and cash dividends. Well, let me turn to the outlook for the fourth quarter. Total revenue is expected to be $37.5 billion, plus or minus 2%, which incorporates continued demand for Hopper architecture and the initial ramp of our Blackwell products. While demand is greatly exceed supply, we are on track to exceed our previous Blackwell revenue estimate of several $billion as our visibility into supply continues to increase. On gaming, although sell-through is strong in Q3, we expect fourth quarter revenue to decline sequentially due to supply constraints. GAAP and non-GAAP gross margins are expected to be 73% and 73.5% respectively.
Currently, NVIDIA trading at 145.50.
Blackwell
Things are
is
looking
a
very beautiful for
customizable
NVIDIA.
AI infrastructure with 7 different types of NVIDIA-built chips, multiple networking options, and for air and liquid-cooled data centers. Our current focus is on ramping to strong demand, increasing system availability, and providing the optimal mix of configurations to our customer. As Blackwell ramps, we expect gross margins to moderate to the low 70s. When fully ramped, we expect Blackwell margins to be in the mid-70s. GAAP and non-GAAP operating expenses are expected to be approximately $4.8 billion and $3.4 billion, respectively. We are a data center scale AI infrastructure company. Our investments include building data centers for development of our hardware and software stacks and to support new introductions. GAAP and non-GAAP other income and expenses are expected to be an income of approximately $400 million, excluding gains and losses from non-affiliated investments. GAAP and non-GAAP tax rates are expected to be 16.5%, plus or minus 1%, excluding any discrete items. Further financial details are included in the CFO commentary and other information available on our IR websites. In closing, let me highlight upcoming events for the financial community. We will be attending the UBS Global Technology and AI Conference on December 3rd in Scottsdale.
Nvidia pulling
Please
back
join
now,
us at CES
143.74.
in Las Vegas, where Jensen will deliver a keynote on January 6th. And we will host a Q&A session for financial analysts the next day on January 7th. Our earnings call to discuss results for the fourth quarter of fiscal 2025 is scheduled for February 26, 2025. We will now open the call for questions. Operator, can you poll for questions, please?
At this time, I would like to remind everyone, in order to ask a question, press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad. We'll pause for just a moment to compile the Q&A roster.
Here we go. There's going to be some tough questions. I'm very excited about the questions. They always have someone asking
As a reminder,
very tough question.
please limit
Here we
yourself
go,
to
guys.
one question. Your first question comes from the line of CJ Muse of Cantor Fitzgerald. Your line is open.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for taking the question. I guess just a question for you on the debate around whether scaling for large language models have stalled. Obviously, we're very early here, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on this front. How are you helping your customers as they work through these issues? And then obviously part of the context here is we're discussing clusters that have yet to benefit from Blackwell. So is this driving even greater demand for Blackwell? Thank you.
Foundation model pre-training scaling is intact, and it's continuing. As you know, this is an empirical law, not a fundamental physical law. But the evidence is that it continues to scale. What we're learning, however, is that it's not enough. That we've now discovered 2 other ways to scale. One is post-training scaling. Of course, the first generation of post-training was reinforcement learning human feedback, but now we have reinforcement learning AI feedback and all forms of synthetic data generated data that assists in post-training scaling. And one of the biggest events and one of the most exciting developments is Strawberry, ChatGPT 01, OpenAI's 01, which does inference time scaling, or what's called test time scaling. The longer it thinks, the better and higher quality answer it produces. And it considers approaches like chain of thought and multi-path planning and all kinds of techniques necessary to reflect and so on and so forth. And it's intuitively, it's a little bit like us doing thinking in our head before we answer a question. And so we now have 3 ways of scaling, and we're seeing all 3 ways of scaling. And as a result of that, the demand for our infrastructures is really great. You see now that at the tail end of the last generation of foundation models, we're at about 100,000 hoppers. The next generation starts at 100,000 Blackwells. And so that kind of gives you a sense of where the industry is moving with respect to pre-training scaling, post-training scaling, and then now, very importantly, inference time scaling. And so the demand is really great for all of those reasons. But remember, simultaneously, we're seeing inference really starting to scale up for our company. We are the largest inference platform in the world today because our install base is so large, and everything that was trained on Amperes and Hoppers inference incredibly on Amperes and Hoppers. And as we move to Blackwells for training foundation models, it leaves behind it, a large install base of extraordinary infrastructure for inference. And so we're seeing inference demand go up. We're seeing inference time scaling go up. We see the number of AI native companies continue to grow. And of course, we're starting to see enterprise adoption of agentic AI really is the latest rage. And so we're seeing a lot of demand coming from a lot of different places.
Your next question comes from the line of Toshiya Hari of Goldman Sachs. Your line is open.
That was great, guys. A lot of information.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for taking the question. Jensen, you executed the mask change earlier this year. There were some reports over the weekend about some heating issues. On the back of this, we've had investors ask about your ability to execute to the roadmap you presented at GTC this year, with Ultra coming out next year and the transition to Rubin in 26. Can you sort of speak to that? And some investors are questioning that. So if you can sort of speak to your ability to execute on time, that would be super helpful. And then a quick part B on supply constraints. Is it a multitude of componentry that's causing this, or is it specifically CoWoS, HBM? Is the supply constraints, are the supply constraints getting better? Are they worsening? Any sort of color on that would be super helpful as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So let's see. Back to the first question. Blackwell production is in full steam. In fact, as Colette mentioned earlier, we will deliver this quarter more Blackwells than we had previously estimated. And so the supply chain team is doing an incredible job working with our supply partners to increase Blackwell. And we're going to continue to work hard to increase Blackwell through next year. It is the case that demand exceeds our supply, and that's expected as we're in the beginnings of this generative AI revolution, as we all know. And we're at the beginning of a new generation of foundation models that are able to do reasoning and able to do long thinking, and of course one of the really exciting areas is physical AI that now understands the structure of the physical world. And so Blackwell demand is very strong. Our execution is going well, and there's obviously a lot of engineering that we're doing across the world. You see now systems that are being stood up by Dell and CoreWeave. I think you saw systems from Oracle stood up. You have systems from Microsoft, and they're about to preview their Grace Blackwell systems. You have systems that are at Google. And so all of these CSPs are racing to be first. The engineering that we do with them is, as you know, rather complicated. And the reason for that is because although we build full stack and full infrastructure, we disaggregate all of this AI supercomputer, and we integrate it into all of the custom data centers in architectures around the world. That integration process is something we've done several generations now. We're very good at it, but there's still a lot of engineering that happens at this point. But as you see from all of the systems that are being stood up, Blackwell is in great shape. And as we mentioned earlier, the supply and what we're
NVDA
planning to ship this quarter is greater than our previous estimate.
144 for Nvidia.
With respect to
Hit
the
that like
supply
and
chain,
subscribe, guys. We're doing it big.
Right.
We're doing it
There's
great.
7 different
we love
chips.
you just as much as you love this. So
7
hit that like and
custom
subscribe.
chips that we
Let's grow
built
together,
in order
baby.
for us to deliver the Blackwell systems. The Blackwell systems go in air-cooled or liquid-cooled, NVLink 8 or NVLink 72, or NVLink 8, NVLink 36, NVLink 72. We have x86 or Grace, and the integration of all of those systems into the world's data centers is nothing short of a miracle. And so the component supply chain necessary to ramp at the scale, you have to go back and take a look at how much Blackwell was shipped last quarter, which was 0, and in terms of how much Blackwell total systems will ship this quarter, which is measured in billions, the ramp is incredible. And so almost every company in the world seems to be involved in our supply chain. And we've got great partners, everybody from, of course, TSMC and Amphenol, the connector company, incredible company, Vertiv and SK Hynix and Micron, Spill Amcor, and KYEC, and there's Foxconn and the factories that they've built, and Quanta and WeWin, and Dell and HP and Supermicro, Lenovo, and the number of companies.
He's name dropping now.
He's really quite incredible. Quanta, and I'm sure I've missed partners that are involved in the ramping of Blackwell, which I really appreciate. And so, anyways, I think we're in great shape with respect to the Blackwell ramp at this point. And then lastly, your question about our execution of our roadmap. We're on an annual roadmap, and we're expecting to continue to execute on our annual roadmap. And by doing so, we increase the performance, of course, of our platform. But it's also really important to realize that when we're able to increase performance and do so at X factors at a time, we're reducing the cost of training, we're reducing the cost of inferencing, we're reducing the cost of AI, so that it could be much more accessible. But the other factor that's very important to note is that when there's a data center of some fixed size, and a data center always is of some fixed size, it could be, of course, tens of megawatts in the past, and now it's, most data centers are now 100 megawatts to several hundred megawatts, and we're planning on gigawatt data centers. It doesn't really matter how large the data centers are. The power is limited. And when you're in the power limited data center, the highest performance per watt translates directly into the highest revenues for our partners. And so on the one hand, our annual roadmap reduces cost. But on the other hand, because our perf per watt is so good compared to anything out there, we generate for our customers the greatest possible revenues. And so that annual rhythm is really important to us, and we have every intentions of continuing to do that. And everything's on track as far as I know.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing, guys.
Your next question comes from the line of Timothy Arcuri of UBS. Your line is open.
Thanks a lot. I'm wondering if you can talk about the trajectory of how Blackwell is going to ramp this year. I know, Jensen, you did just talk about Blackwell being better than I think you had said several billions of dollars in January. Sounds like you're going to do more than that. But I think in recent months also you said that Blackwell crosses over Hopper in the April quarter. So I guess I had two questions. First of all, is that still the right way to think about it, that Blackwell will cross over Hopper in April? And then, Colette, you kind of talked about Blackwell bringing down gross margin to the low, to the low 70s as it ramps. So I guess if April is the crossover, is that the worst of the pressure on gross margin? So you're going to be kind of in the low 70s as soon as April. I'm just wondering if you can sort of shape that for us. Thanks.
Colette, why don't you start?
Sure. Let me first start with your question, Tim. Thank you, regarding our gross margins. And we discussed that our gross margins, as we are ramping Blackwell in the very beginning, and the many different configurations, the many different chips that we are bringing to market, we are going to focus on making sure we have the best experience for our customers as they stand that up. We will start growing into our gross margins, but we do believe those will be in the low 70s in that first part of the ramp. So you're correct. As you look at the quarters following after that, we will start increasing our gross margins, and we hope to get to the mid 70s quite quickly as part of that ramp.
Hopper demand will continue through next year. Surely the first several quarters of the next year. And meanwhile, we we'll ship more Blackwells next quarter than this, and we'll ship more Blackwells the quarter after that than our first quarter. And so that kind of puts it in perspective. We are really at the beginnings of two fundamental shifts in computing that is really quite significant. The first is moving from coding that runs on CPUs to machine learning that creates neural networks that runs on GPUs. And that fundamental shift from coding to machine learning is widespread at this point. There are no companies who are not going to do machine learning. And so machine learning is also what enables generative AI. And so on the one hand, the first thing that's happening is, $1 trillion worth of computing systems and data centers around the world is now being modernized for machine learning. On the other hand, secondarily, I guess, is that on top of these systems we're going to be creating a new type of capability called AI. And when we say generative AI, we're essentially saying that these data centers are really AI factories. They're generating something. Just like we generate electricity, we're now going to be generating AI. And if the number of customers is large, just as the number of consumers of electricity is large, these generators are going to be running 24/7. And today, many AI services are running 24/7, just like an AI factory. And so we're going to see this new type of system come online, and I call it an AI factory because that's really as close to what it is. It's unlike a data center of the past.
Starting to see,
and so these two fundamental trends are really just beginning. And so we expect this to happen, this growth, this modernization, and the creation of a new industry, to go on for several years.
Your next question comes from the line of Vivek Arya of Bank of America Securities. Your line is open.
Thanks for taking my question. Colette, just to clarify, do you think it's a fair assumption to think NVIDIA could recover to kind of mid-70s gross margin in the back half of calendar 25? Just wanted to clarify that. And then, Jensen, my main question, historically, when we have seen hardware deployment cycles, they have inevitably included some digestion along the way. When do you think we get to that phase, or is it just too premature to discuss that because you're just at the start of Blackwell? So how many quarters of shipments do you think is required to kind of satisfy this first wave? Can you continue to grow this into calendar 26? Just how should we be prepared to see what we have seen historically, right? The periods of digestion along the way of a long-term kind of secular hardware deployment.
Okay. Vivek, thank you for the question. Let me clarify your question regarding gross margins. Could we reach the mid-70s in the second half of next year? And yes, I think it is reasonable assumption or goal for us to do, but we'll just have to see how that mix of ramp goes. But yes, it is definitely possible.
The way to think through that, Vivek, is I believe that there will be no digestion until we modernize $1 trillion worth of data centers. If you just look at the world's data centers, the vast majority of it is built for a time when we wrote applications by hand and we ran them on CPUs. It's just not a sensible thing to do anymore. If every company's CapEx, if they're ready to build a data center tomorrow, they ought to build it for a future of machine learning and generative AI, because they have plenty of old data centers. And so what's going to happen over the course of next, X number of years, and let's assume that over the course of 4 years, the world's data centers could be modernized as we grow into IT. As you know, IT continues to grow about 20-30% a year, let's say.
Wow,
and so
guys.
let's say by 2030, the world's data centers for computing is call it a couple $1 trillion. We have to grow into that. We have to modernize the data center from coding to machine learning. That's number one. The second part of it is generative AI. And we're now producing a new type of capability that the world's never known, a new market segment that the world's never had. If you look at OpenAI, it didn't replace anything. It's something that's completely brand new. It's in a lot of ways, as when the iPhone came, it was completely brand new. It wasn't really replacing anything. And so we're going to see more and more companies like that. They're going to create and generate out of their services essentially intelligence. Some of it would be digital artist intelligence, like Runway. Some of it would be basic intelligence, like OpenAI. Some of it would be legal intelligence, like Harvey. Digital marketing intelligence, like Writers. So on and so forth. And the number of these companies, what are they called? AI native companies are just in hundreds. And almost every platform shift. There were internet companies, as you recall. There were cloud-first companies. There were mobile-first companies. Now they're AI natives. And so these companies are being created because people see that there's a platform shift and there's a brand new opportunity to do something completely new. And so my sense is that we're going to continue to build out, to modernize IT, modernize computing, number one, and then number two, create these AI factories that are going to be for a new industry for the production of artificial intelligence.
Your next
Beautiful.
question comes from
Well
the line
said.
of Stacey Rexon
There's
of
so
Bernstein
much
Research. Your line is
information
open.
being packed.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my questions. Colette, I had a clarification and a question
Hit that like
for
and
you.
subscribe, guys.
The
We're here.
clarification, just when you
Live
say low
trading,
70s
live
gross
commentary.
margins, is
We're
73 and a
here
half
for you.
count as
Hit
low
that like
70s,
and
or do
subscribe,
you have
baby.
something else in mind? And for my question, you're guiding total revenues, and so I mean total data center revenues in the next quarter must be up, quote unquote, several $1 billion. But it sounds like Blackwell now should be up more than that. But you also said Hopper was still strong. So like, is Hopper down sequentially next quarter? And if it is, like, why? Is it because of the supply constraints? China's been pretty strong. Is China kind of rolling off a bit into Q4? So any color you can give us on sort of the Blackwell ramp and the Blackwell versus Hopper behavior into Q4 would be really helpful. Thank you.
So first, starting on your first question there, Stacey, regarding our gross margin and define low. Low, of course, is below the mids, and let's say we might be at 71, maybe about 72, 72 and a half. We're going to be in that range. We could be higher than that as well. We're just going to have to see how it comes through. We do want to make sure that we are ramping and continuing that improvement, the improvement in terms of our yields, the improvement in terms of the product as we go through the rest of the year. So we'll get up to the mid 70s by that point. The second statement was a question regarding our Hopper and what is our Hopper doing. We have seen substantial growth for H200, not only in terms of orders, but the quickness in terms of those that are standing that up. It is an amazing product, and it's the fastest growing and ramping that we've seen. We will continue to be selling Hopper in this quarter, in Q4 for sure. That is across the board in terms of all of our different configurations, and our configurations include what we may do in terms of China. But keep that in mind that folks are also at the same time looking to build out their Blackwell. So we've got a little bit of both happening in Q4. But yes, is it possible for Hopper to grow between Q3 and Q4? It's possible, but we'll just have to see.
Your next question comes from the line of Joseph Moore of Morgan Stanley. Your line is open.
Great, thank you. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about what you're seeing in the inference market. You've talked about Strawberry and some of the ramifications of longer scaling inference projects, but you've also talked about the possibility that as some of these Hopper clusters age, that you could use some of the Hopper latent chips for inference. So, I guess, do you expect inference to outgrow training in the next kind of 12-month time frame, and just generally your thoughts there?
Our hopes and dreams is that someday the world does a ton of inference, and that's when AI has really succeeded. Is when every single company is doing inference inside their companies for the marketing department and forecasting department and supply chain group and their legal department and engineering, of course, and coding, of course, and so we hope that every company is doing inference 24/7, and that there will be a whole bunch of AI native startups, thousands of AI native startups that are generating tokens and generating AI, and every aspect of your computer experience, from using Outlook to PowerPointing, or when you're sitting there with Excel, you're constantly generating tokens. And every time you read a PDF, open a PDF, it generated a whole bunch of tokens. One of my favorite applications is Notebook LM. This Google application that came out. I use the living daylights out of it just because it's fun, And I put every PDF, every archive paper into it just to listen to it, as well as scanning through it. And so I think that's the goal, is to train these models so that people use it. And there's now a whole new era of AI, if you will, a whole new genre of AI called physical AI. Just as large language models understand the human language and the thinking process, if you will. Physical AI understands the physical world, and it understands the meaning of the structure, and understands what's sensible and what's not, and what could happen and what won't. And not only does it understand, but it can predict, roll out a short future. That capability is incredibly valuable for industrial AI and robotics, and so that's fired up so many AI native companies and robotics companies and physical AI companies that you're probably hearing about, and it's really the reason why we built Omniverse. Omniverse is so that we can enable these AIs to be created and learn in Omniverse, and learn from synthetic data generation and reinforcement learning, physics feedback instead of human feedback. It's now physics feedback. To have these capabilities, Omniverse was created so that we can enable physical AI. And so that the goal is to generate tokens. The goal is to inference, and we're starting to see that growth happening. So I'm super excited about that. Now, let me just say one more thing. Inference is super hard, and the reason why inference is super hard is because you need the accuracy to be high. On the one hand, you need the throughput to be high so that the cost could be as low as possible. But you also need the low latency to be low. And computers that are high throughput as well as low latency is incredibly hard to build. And these applications have long context lengths because they want to understand. They want to be able to inference within understanding the context of what they're being asked to do. And so the context length is growing larger and larger. On the other hand, the models are getting larger. They're multimodality. Just the number of dimensions that inference is innovating is incredible. And this innovation rate is what makes NVIDIA's architecture so great, because our ecosystem is fantastic. Everybody knows that if they innovate on top of CUDA and on top of NVIDIA's architecture, they can innovate more quickly, and they know that everything should work. And if something were to happen, it's probably likely their code and not ours. And so that ability to innovate in every single direction at the same time, having a large installed base so that whatever you create could land on an NVIDIA computer and be deployed broadly all around the world in every single data center, all the way out to the edge, into robotic systems. That capability is really quite phenomenal.
Your next question comes from the line of Aaron Walkers.
Hit that like and subscribe, guys. We don't have much time left.
Yeah,
We
thanks
got about
for
10
taking the
minutes. Hit that
question.
like and subscribe. Thank you guys
I
so
wanted
much
to
for
ask you
joining
if we
me.
kind of focus on the Blackwell cycle and think about the data center business. When I look at the results this last quarter, Colette, you mentioned that obviously the networking business was down about 15% sequentially, but then your comments were that you were seeing very strong demand. You mentioned also that you had multiple cloud, CSP design wins for these large scale clusters. So I'm curious if you could unpack what's going on in the networking business and where maybe you've seen some constraints and just your confidence in the pace of Spectrum X progressing to that multiple billions of dollars that you previously had talked about. Thank you.
Let's first start with the networking. The growth year over year is tremendous. And our focus since the beginning of our acquisition of Mellanox has really been about building together the work that we do in terms of in the data center. The networking is such a critical part of that. Our ability to sell our networking with many of our systems that we are doing in data center is continuing to grow and do quite well. So this quarter is just a slight dip down, and we're going to be right back up in terms of growing. They're getting ready for Blackwell and more systems that will be using not only our existing networking, but also the networking that is going to be incorporated in a lot of these large systems that we are providing them to.
Your next question comes from the line of Atif Malik of Citi. Your line is open.
Thank you for taking my question. I have two quick ones for Colette. Colette, on the last earnings call, you mentioned that sovereign demand is in low double-digit billions. Can you provide an update on that? And then can you explain the supply constraint situation in gaming? Is that because you're shifting your supply towards data center?
So first, starting in terms of sovereign AI, such an important part of growth, something that has really surfaced with the onset of generative AI and building models in the individual countries around the world. And we see a lot of them, and we talked about a lot of them in the call today, and the work that they are doing. So our sovereign AI and our pipeline going forward is still absolutely intact, as those are working to build these foundational models in their own language, in their own culture, and working in terms of the enterprises within those countries. And I think you'll continue to see this be a growth opportunities that you may see with our regional clouds that are being stood up and or those that are focusing in terms of AI factories for many parts of the sovereign AI. This is areas where this is growing not only in terms of in Europe, but you're also seeing this in terms of growth in terms of in the Asia Pac as well. Let me flip to your second question that you asked regarding gaming. So our gaming right now from a supply, we're busy trying to make sure that we can ramp all of our different products. And in this case, our gaming supply, given what we saw selling through, was moving quite fast. Now, the challenge that we have is how fast could we get that supply getting ready into the market for this quarter. Not to worry, I think we'll be back on track with more supply as we turn the corner into the new calendar year. We're just going to be tight for this quarter.
Your next question comes from the line of Ben Reitzes of Melius Research. Your line is open.
Yeah, hi. Thanks a lot for the question. I wanted to ask Colette and Jensen, with regard to sequential growth. So very strong sequential growth this quarter, and you're guiding to about 7%. Do your comments on Blackwell imply that we reaccelerate from there as you get more supply? I just, in the first half, it would seem that there would be some catch up. So I was wondering how prescriptive you could be there. And then Jensen, just overall, with the change in administration that's going to take place here in the U.S. and the China situation, have you gotten any sense or any conversations about, tariffs or anything with regard to your China business?
That's a great question.
Any sense of what may or may not go on? It's probably too early, but wondering if you had any thoughts there. Thanks so much.
We got one quarter at a time.
We are working right now on the quarter that we're in and building what we need to ship in terms of Blackwell. We have every supplier on the planet working seamlessly with us to do that. And once we get to next quarter, we'll help you understand in terms of that ramp that we'll see to the next quarter going after that.
Whatever the new administration decides, we will of course support the administration, and that's the highest mandate. And then after that, do the best we can, and just as we always do. And so we have to simultaneously, and we will comply with any regulation that comes along fully, and support our customers to the best of our abilities, and compete in the marketplace. We'll do all of these three things simultaneously.
Your final question comes from the line of Pierre Ferragu of New Street Research. Your line is open.
Hey, thanks for taking my question. Jensen, you mentioned in your comments, you have the pre-trainings, the actual language models, and you have reinforcement learning that becomes more and more important in training and in inference as well. And then you have inference itself. And I was wondering if you have a sense, like a high-level typical sense of out of an overall AI ecosystem, like maybe one of your clients or one of the large models that are out there today, how much of the compute goes into each of these buckets? How much for the pre-training, how much for the reinforcement, and how much into inference today? Do you have any sense for how it's splitting and where the growth is the most important as well?
Well, today it's vastly in pre-training of foundation model, because as you know, post-training, the new technologies are just coming online, and whatever you could do in pre-training and post-training, you would try to do so that the inference costs could be as low as possible for everyone. However, there are only so many things that you could do a priori, and so you'll always have to do on-the-spot thinking and in-context thinking and reflection. And so I think that the fact that all three are scaling is actually very sensible based on where we are. And in the area of foundation model, now we have multimodality foundation models. And
current price of Nvidia, $144.12. $144.12.
Foundation models are going to be trained on it's incredible. And so my expectation is that for the foreseeable future, we're going to be scaling pre-training, post-training, as well as inference time scaling, and which is the reason why I think we're going to need more and more compute, and we're going to have to drive as hard as we can to keep increasing the performance by X factors at a time, so that we can continue to drive down the cost and continue to increase their revenues and get the AI revolution going. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'll turn the call back over to Jensen Huang for closing remarks.
Thank you. The tremendous growth in our business is being fueled by two fundamental trends that are driving global adoption of NVIDIA computing. First, the computing stack is undergoing a reinvention, a platform shift, from coding to machine learning, from executing code on CPUs to processing neural networks on GPUs. The $1 trillion install base of traditional data center infrastructure is being rebuilt for software 2.0, which applies machine learning to produce AI. Second, the age of AI is in full steam. Generative AI is not just a new software capability, but a new industry with AI factories manufacturing digital intelligence, a new industrial revolution that can create a multi-trillion-dollar AI industry. Demand for Hopper and anticipation for Blackwell, which is now in full production, are incredible for several reasons. There are more foundation model makers now than there were a year ago. The computing scale of pre-training and post-training continues to grow exponentially. There are more AI native startups than ever, and the number of successful inference services is rising. And with the introduction of ChatGPT 01, OpenAI 01, a new scaling law called test time scaling has emerged. All of these consume a great deal of computing. AI is transforming every industry, company, and country. Enterprises are adopting agentic AI to revolutionize workflows. Over time, AI coworkers will assist employees in performing their jobs faster and better. Investments in industrial robotics are surging due to breakthroughs in physical AI, driving new training infrastructure demand as researchers train world foundation models on petabytes of video and omniverse synthetically generated data. The age of robotics is coming. Countries across the world recognize the fundamental AI trends we are seeing and have awakened to the importance of developing their national AI infrastructure. The age of AI is upon us, and it's large and diverse.
The age
NVIDIA's
of AI is upon us.
Scale and ability to deliver full stack and full infrastructure let us serve the entire multi-trillion-dollar AI and robotics opportunities ahead. From every hyperscale cloud, enterprise private cloud, to sovereign regional AI clouds, on-prem to industrial edge and robotics. Thanks for joining us today, and catch up next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. That was awesome. I mean, there was so much to take away from all of that, but I tell you what, that was absolutely awesome. That's exactly what you want to see in earnings. That's exactly what you want to hear. I mean, you guys see the consensus is up in front of you right here, right now. They beat. It's a double beat. And then they are overlooking. They're looking out. They're saying nothing but positive things. The last earnings call, or at least a few earnings call that we had, they were having issues with the China tariffs. They were having issues with the overall expectancy of what they could deliver. They are delivering. Things are happening. And we know that Trump is in with those trade embargoes and blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go into it, but if you learn and you understand and you have a good feeling, NVIDIA is going to continue higher. What I see here is the overall market has priced in NVIDIA exactly where it wants to go. Now, tomorrow could be a completely different story, ladies and gentlemen, but this looks absolutely amazing. You love to see it. Danny's in the building. My girlfriend says hi. Yeah, what's going on? It's good to see you, Danny. I am pumped to see you in the building. It's good to see the overall market holding. NVIDIA decided, and I'm telling you guys, I have to give it out to the 5% of you out there that said break even. There was 5%, and I kept talking crap. I said, the people out there that would say that we would break even, the odds for us to break even on NVIDIA's earnings are very, very low, right? It's the green marker on the roulette, right? The green marker on the roulette is basically break even. And look at this, I got to give it to the 5%. So my hat's off, hands off to you. I mean, this is amazing. We are damn near close enough to consider you break even. Look how close we are from view up. We closed right here at 545. We're within a half a percentage point, and we are within a half a percentage point. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5% of you that voted that you were going to be break even earlier, the 5% of you actually won. That's hilarious. But anyway, we just actually closed the most recent poll there. We had a quick question, and the question was, are you going to still continue to believe that NVDA is a leader in the overall S&P 500 or the market in general? And the majority of you did say yes. Yes, we are. I don't have the actual numbers because for some reason it didn't print for me. Maybe I ended it the wrong way. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, we are at break even. What will NVIDIA do? The very first question I would ask myself, I would zoom out on a daily time frame and I'd ask, where are we at now? So when we do this, let me go ahead and show you how I set this up. We're going to go about half and half here, just like so. We're going to put our charts up on the bottom and get rid of the news. We have the daily on the bottom and we'll put the hourly on the top. And when you take a peeky gander at all of this, you'll see we're at 144. We'll maximize this cell and we will show you right where we stand right here at 144. We are damn near break even, as 5% of you decided on. And this is absolutely amazing for the stock. It shows that we have priced in exactly what we anticipated earnings to be. Now this could change tomorrow. This thing could gap up in the morning. But as of right now, we've already seen the volatility. We've already seen what has happened, and it looks like we are still trading above a 10-day moving average. Just barely, but folks, we are still trading close enough to say we're above a 10-day moving average for NVDA. So the overall market, how did it react? Because I've been saying from the start, this will move markets, and it did. It still held up. It still looks clean, and this is absolutely beautiful for the overall market, because I always say as long as we are trading above a 21-day moving average, I am risk on, folks, and I am still risk on as we know it. So it's beautiful to see that we are risk on. I would love to see continuation. That's going to be the biggest takeaway is tomorrow. For NVDA, NVIDIA, we want to see continuation. This wick, you guys already know, I love the hourly wicks. This is a big soak up. And we had our stink bid just $2 short of buying this thing up. But that's A-okay. You cannot catch every trade. A stink bid is a stink bid. We're just throwing it out there to see if it's going to go as low as it possibly can to grab in those shares, to rise us up and make us some quick, easy money. Because we all love that quick, easy money. And sure enough, we were just $2 short of actually taking that. And in hindsight on the hourly, we could pull that trend and say, Dave, why were you all the way down here at 132? The trend was here. You should have taken your stink bid at 139. Hindsight is always 20/20, folks, and it's very, very clear that next time I should take it off of a trend. This is a beautiful trade now trading at 144. NVIDIA still has much potential, showing NVIDIA earnings hasn't really done much to really make it fold or waver. So if you are in NVDL or NVDA or any of its ETF or derivatives, congratulations to you, because if you held on to that volatility, it looks like it still is showing proof of concept. NVIDIA is still holding and still going to continue to head to the north side. Of course, these aren't buy or sell recommendations, guys. If you want those, you need to go find somebody way smarter than me, because they have certifications. But I will tell you this, if you are into trading or you want to learn how to swing trade, all you have to do is click on my more section. We have a YouTube and you're watching it now. Hit that subscribe button. We have a swing trading a free trading course, guys. It's absolutely free. All you gotta do is click the button, let it play through. If you're not very aware of what's going on in the overall market, we bring it to you every Sunday and Wednesday. We give you those updates, and if you're a part of our Discord, I'm here each and every day watching the market with you. You can watch me evolve. I love to watch you evolve, because that is one of the best things about becoming a trader, is seeing the fruition that holds, watching people grow. And B. Stewie is probably one of my favorite gentlemen out there that is doing it big. He is my day one homie. When I started this YouTube channel years and years ago, B. Stewie was there and he started learning from me, and he said, you know, I want to be that trader. I want to be your poster child, you know, and lately he has been absolutely killing it. So I have to give you a shout out, B. Stewie. Thank you so much for sticking with me. You are starting to go on your own way. That's what I love. Now, I love Anchored VWAP and I love all of its ways, but he really is taking Anchored VWAP to a new test, making money off of that. While I'm still watching the new higher lows and the base and trend breakouts, he's also added anchored VWAP into his trading strategy. And I absolutely love to see everybody going off onto their own path. If you guys want to be a part of progression, of being able to learn and understand the overall market in general, what you need to do is, first of all, hit that subscribe button and then click on the more section. You'll find our Discord there. You guys will find that we have nothing but an open mind and a golden heart in there. And if that is what you have, that's all that is required to join our Discord. We have a family ready and waiting for you. Trading can be absolutely lonely, and we do not try to ask anything from you. I'm not asking for your money. All I'm asking for you is, if you're willing to learn, is your time. And you can be just like myself and B. Stewie and the many, many others in our Discord who have been taking it home, baby. That's what we like to see. And with Nvidia doing its thing, holding 144 currently tonight, things are looking really good. Jimmy Bright, thank you. I do appreciate you being here tonight. I hope you have an awesome night. And folks, I hope you guys also have an awesome night. We'll hopefully see you on the next one. Hit that like and subscribe button, because, baby, we are doing it big. Let's go. Thank you so much for being here. I absolutely love you. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace. Well, and if you made it this far, this is what I like to do. We'll see you guys out. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Jimmy Bright, as always, you are a huge supporter, and you know I love you, brother. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on this special day. B. Stewie, the man, the myth, the legend, my man, nothing but love. Absolutely. Rust Moment says, SMCI shout-out was great for the stock. Hey, if I got to shout out SMCI to make you boys some money, I will do it each and every time. Jolene says, thanks, Dan, Bob, and thanks, David. Which one do you love more? Wait, she said thanks, David, twice. She said thanks, David, twice. So, Dan, Bob, you're out of the question. She loves me more. Next up, we have Danny. Thank you so much, Danny. I really appreciate you joining us, and I really appreciate everything you do for the Discord, dude. The information, you are a library. Danny the library, ladies and gentlemen. If you make it in the Discord and you have any questions, he is such an amazing guy. He loves to help. So thank you so much, Danny. I do appreciate your time, brother. Nothing but love. Marshall Law for showing up. Dan, Bob, Dan, the greatest moderator alive. Andre Waite, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. I hope you have a great night. Yellow stopped in to say hi. Thank you so much, Yellow, for joining us tonight. Hope you have a great night, brother. And we have Uncrit1, UNCRIT1. If you're still with us, brother, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I do appreciate your time and all your comments. Raska Tripp said play Floyd today. We should have a little Floyd playing in the back. Why not? I mean, especially if we're going to start booming to the north side. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping in and saying hi. I really do appreciate you. Mo Wealth, as always, coming in. I do appreciate you. Ford Man, thank you so much for swinging in and saying hi. Zamora with the rocket emojis, baby. Thank you so much, Zamora, for swinging in and saying hi. Let's see. By the Dip swung on in and said hello. Thank you so much for swinging on in. Mac Kelly with the By the Rumor, the Sell the News. It's always important to have that psychological awareness when you are trading. Buy the rumor, sell the news is a real thing. And today we may have seen that. We bought the rumor, and they sold the news. We're going to see if we have continuation in the overall market. But yeah, shout out to you, brother. Anthony Price, thank you for chatting with me as we got started up. And of course, Wooden Bell, if you're still with me from the very start, thank you so much. I really appreciate your guys' time. You guys were awesome. And tonight was probably the best night that we have had on our YouTube. And if you've made it this far, you're awesome. You're the real one. This is my dream. Thank you for being a part of it. You guys have a good night. Peace.